We are back. We have sound now. We have sound. Can I get a thumbs up if you have sound? I just spoke for 2 minutes and 45 seconds straight without sound. Can you guys hear me? Yes? No? Yeah? I'm guessing you can. Yeah, it should be working now. Yeah, it definitely should be working. I spoke for 2 minutes 45 seconds about really important things and you didn't hear me. But big up the chat for telling me no sound. Thank you all for telling me no sound. You know what it was? It's a KG. Blame KG type of movement. But anyway, sorry that I'm late. First and foremost, sorry for the delay. As I was saying, whilst I was on mute, I was on a Twitter space arguing and trying to make a point why Marcus Rashford should leave. And the reason why Marcus Rashford should leave is because we need money desperately, very, very desperately. As you can see from the thumbnail, we're going to talk about a couple of players today. It's all about Murta madness, or as I've labeled it, Murta sadness in the transfer window. But there might be something to be happy about. There might be. I'm also going to obviously drop the link for people to dial in and have a word with me and speak to me and give me their thoughts. So I will be doing that. But to start off with, let's try and understand. The all of a sudden, have you noticed that the Glazer out movement has somewhat quietened down? Is it just me? Can someone like point it out to me? Is it just me, or the Glazer out movement seems like it's quieting down a little bit? I thought I'd bring it up today, and obviously we spoke about it massively a lot yesterday, and I thought, okay, let's watch it over the next 24, 48 hours, and I have watched it, and to me, it seems like it's quieting down a bit. It seems like the hashtag is slowly fading out, because I was definitely seeing it on my tab. I was definitely seeing it on my tab a lot. But now it's died out a bit, and it's very interesting that when transfer news come in and people are saying a lot of journalists are making a lot of tweets and whatever, things die out very quickly. These trends on Twitter die out very, very quickly. But yeah, everyone's laughing that I didn't have sound. Big up, big up, big up. It's every season now. That's right, Harsh. You're right. It is every season. It is every season. The same stuff every single season. But this is my thing. We're looking at bringing players in. We've been slow in the market and everything as such. But the owners and the club in this situation should do everything possible that if a team comes in for a player, let the player go. As you know, my famous saying, let it go, let it go. ERIK Bailly was in talks, but that didn't happen. I mean, I'm kind of glad it didn't happen because I like the player. That's just my silly little agenda, you could say. Rashford, that's going to be a big conversation today. That is player going now, more so player going in is going to be the conversation today. And then we'll talk about a couple of the players. Last year was atrocious, absolutely diabolical for Marcus Rashford. There is no justification to the way this boy played last season. You can't justify it in any way, shape, or form. He barely scored a handful of goals. His injury was a huge issue. The season was a write-off. Mentality-wise, it wasn't the best for him. He is somewhat there was concerns about him and Ragnick having conflict as well. There was concerns about obviously Rashford saying he wants minutes. Him saying he deserves minutes. And I don't know if Manchester United are the right club for him anymore. I really don't know. I don't think so, in all honesty, if you ask me. I don't think so. I think it would be better for him as a young player or player that is pretty much going into his prime to go in and play in a different league. I think he does well in the French league. He really does well in PSG. He's got a hell of a lot of competition, so he will get caught out. There are ballers in PSG. Let's not forget. The other concern will be obviously the transfer value of Rashford. How much do we actually get for Marcus? Do we get 30 million? 60 million? If you ask me, I would say 50 million is very good. The reason why I say 50 is not because it's Marcus Rashford and his ability and quality, because he didn't show it, but because he is a massive commercial asset, a huge commercial asset. Uh, the Leicester Reds says 50M. Yeah, 50M. Dan says Ronaldo wants to go the attacking, Rashford wants to go the defending. Make it make sense. This is an interesting, comment to dissect. Rashford wants to go. His brother is shopping him out, and you lot want to keep him because of XYZ. But when Ronaldo wanted to go, people, what they did. They also said, don't back Ronaldo. You are a Ronaldo stan. You are Ronaldo FC, blah, blah, blah. But then when Rashford wants to leave, it's all okay. There's no problem with it. Why is the case? Why that? When did we start saying that we're gonna do Player FC? Why are we thinking that Player FC is viable when it's Rashford and not viable when it's Ronaldo? And on top of that, if we sell Ronaldo, how much do we get for him? 15 million max. If we sell Rashford, we get 35, 40 million. Ronaldo for 15 million guarantees us 20 goals. Ronaldo guarantees us 20 goals. There are a few things in this world that are guaranteed. Taxes, death, Floyd Mayweather's boxing record, and Ronaldo scoring goals. These things are guaranteed in this world. You can never fight these things. For 15 million, Ronaldo's given us a hell of a lot of goals. He brings that killer mentality as well. But for 30 million, Rashford don't give you no goals. Okay, you will refer back to not last season, but the season before, which is 2 years ago. It's 2 years is a long time. And you want to, base it on that. Say, oh, Rashford scored X amount of goals the season before. Why aren't we not talking about that season in particular? He scored 21 goals in all competitions in 57 games. Why aren't we talking about that? Well, that was 2 years ago. If you go and check Ronaldo's goals every single season, how many he scores, proof is in the pudding. Why we should keep Ronaldo and let Rashford go. Absolutely perfect time. Also, to kind of sum it up, Pogba and Lingard. Look what the situation happened with them two. Look what happened. Couldn't get a deal, had to let them go for free when we could have made the money from them. Could have made the money from them, but we didn't. Instead, we kept them, we played around, whatever. Next thing you know, they left for free. And a lot of money as well that we lost out. A lot of money. That's all I'm saying. It's something to think about. If, and this is if Manchester United are willing to bring in a replacement very quickly, if that is the case, let this player go. I was saying the same thing about, ERIK Bailly. I was like, look, if they actually buy him and he goes, that's fine. I mean, he goes. What can I do? But if they, he can stay, that would be good because he's a player that I want to see more of. I definitely want to see more of ERIK Bailly. But with Rashford, you saw the first game again. He doesn't jump. Rashford's job should be to receive the ball, play link up, and run because he does that really, really well. He's one of the fastest players when he was doing his thing, when he was balling out and he was killing it in the league. He was one of the fastest players. And he tries to do stop-start football. That's Sancho's job. He does that very well. He does that very, very well. But Rashford, when he tries to do that stop-start football, he turns, he cuts in, he tries to shoot, boom, he fails. Instant fail. Absolutely instant fail. He tries to have shots from outside the box from miles out, and he doesn't even get them on target. I don't know what it was under Ole that made him come out so much. I really don't understand what that was. I don't understand. Was it the Greenwood and Marcus link up and stuff? I don't know. I can't tell you. That season when we came second, I actually don't know how. But that's the situation on Rashford. What I will say though is there is one player I would like to bring in, and if it's possible, you lot might think I'm being a bit crazy or whatever, but I would like to bring in. Do you want to know who? Have a guess. Let me see if people can guess. Who do you think I would like to bring in instead of if we let Rashford go? Who do you think, me personally, I would like to bring in? Let's have a quick. Let's see quickly if anybody wants to have a guess. Huh. There you go. There you go. One of the absolute ballers of this world. Absolute baller. Can you imagine Neymar in Old Trafford? Man. And you say, okay, wages, he doesn't play that often, blah, blah, blah. I don't believe all of that. I don't believe all of that. He clearly plays because he has 400 odd goals. He clearly plays. And he's a baller. He's an absolute baller. There's no two ways about it. There's absolute no two ways about it. Neymar is a class player. And no matter what you say, um, I think he can do some real damage. Some real damage. I think there you go. Neymar, joga bonito. I wouldn't mind him having at Old Trafford. Anthony and Gakpo, someone says. Yeah, I mean, Dan says Anthony and Gakpo. Anthony's too expensive. Way too expensive. For us, anyways. But Neymar, I'm telling you, 100 mil for Anthony is too much now at this point. It's too much. It's absolutely too much. We can't be dealing with Anthony Price at this moment. We can't even string together 35 million for some of these players. But I hope we get Gakpo. Well, let's talk about him. Let's talk about Gakpo. Neymar a real Woodward signing. Come on, stop this. He okay, I see. I get it. PTSD. I get it. Paul Pogba, Memphis Depay, who else? Schweinsteiger, Di Maria. I get all those. Yeah, they didn't go well for us. I get it. But now it's the new board, it's the new manager, new direction. I'm just saying for 1 or 2 seasons, Neymar Jr. could kill it. I'm just saying. Have a think. Have a think. Neymar's Joga Bonito at Old Trafford. Lord. Let's start with Gakpo then. Let's start with Gakpo. What are people's thoughts on Gakpo? I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. Just bear with me. Let me drop the link in the chat for people to join in. Where is there we go. I'll let people join in and let me know what their thoughts are on the current Gakpo situation, Rabiot situation, and Sarr as well. We are somewhat linked to Sarr as well. So let's there you go. I've dropped the link for people to join. The link is live. You click it and you can join. Simple. Let's talk. Let's talk Gakpo. For me, I think Gakpo, 23 years of age, Ten Hag admires him quite a bit. I really think he'll do damage. I think he does damage. I think considering Ten Hag knows so much about him and actually wanted him previously, and the way he plays in this system as well, in the 4-2-3-1, Gakpo does a lot of damage. I know people are scared because our situation with Eredivisie doesn't work and etc. I get it, but it's possible. it's possible for him to do really well. So I don't know why people might have any concerns about Gakpo. Um, Left-footed winger too. Well, that's another case, anyways. But it's interesting that we're in for Gakpo now that the Anthony deals died out, meaning we're going for one winger. We're not going for two wingers. Maybe I'm just looking at it like that. We ain't going for anyone, anyways, because look at the market. We ain't bringing anyone since the last signing. But yeah, let me bring in Trebs. Trebs, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, but I can hear you. How you doing, Fast? You good, yeah?
I'm all right, bro. I can hear you loud and clear. How you doing?
Listen, I feel like slowly, before we talk about this situation, what are we talking about first?
We're talking about Gakpo at the moment.
Okay, listen, hearing this Rashford news about him going to PSG, etc., it's good and works in our favor. I want him gone at all costs because you know me, I defend Marcus Rashford more than any other person
Hmm.
in social media, regardless. But however, I don't see this club selling Rashford mainly because you know what it is, in it, Glazeonomics in it. You know what they do. They'll give
Yep.
contracts and they'll give this guy probably a 300k 300k
Yep.
a week. And this to me, look, it's I've gone to a point now. I'm not even angry and disappointed and upset. It's I don't get nothing back from this club, and I feel like before we talk about transfer, Eric Ten Hag coming in, this would I I knew this was going to happen. So I want Ten Hag to succeed, but I feel like he's being let
Sure.
down by these parasites, and I feel like
Sure.
nothing will change unless they go. And I feel like now that we're talking about transfers, who really and truly is going to want to come to us? Who? De Jong's not going to come to us. Anthony's not going to come to us. Who really is going to come to us? Someone that Glazers want, like a PR signing. I mean, and this is the thing. Like, I don't know, man. This fan base, what do they want? Do they want the expectation to go high or do they want the expectation to go low? It's to me, is they want someone like Rashford to stay. They want someone like Luke Shaw to stay. They want someone like, do you know what I mean? It's the list can go on, innit? You know what I mean? I've got a lot of players that I don't want at the club, but are we gonna succeed as a club? Are we gonna stay in the same position? Yes, we are. It's because we keep letting this happen, and I don't blame the players anymore. Everything is down to Joe Glazer because he's the one. He's the one who wants to keep. He's the reason why Ronaldo's staying, and he's not gonna go anywhere. Do you know what I
Sure.
mean? Even though George Mendes. So
I hear
yeah,
that point as well. But
yeah,
what I'll say is, look, at the end of the day, for what the price we got Ronaldo for, it guarantees us 15, 20 goals. For what Rashford
yeah,
could
but
potentially we can make, he doesn't give us 15, 20 goals.
fast. I get everything you. I'm not disagreeing with you, fast. I'm on the same page as you. But when you get subbed off after a game or two, and we're
Yeah.
winning 3-4-0, you
Yeah.
know what he's going to be like. Look at the Brentford game last season where Ralph Ragnick substituted him. He started shouting out, he started saying, oh, why am I getting subbed off? Why the fuck am I getting subbed off? This is the issue that will have Ten Hag needs to address. Now, if Ronaldo wants to stay, he has to accept he can't play 50 games. Sorry, he
Sure.
can't play. He has to play. He can't play. Sorry, he can't play every game. Yeah, or 50 games all told included in it. You can't play every game. But is that gonna happen? No. You know Ronaldo's like, man. You mention
Yeah.
one game, you know it's gonna kick off instantly, bro. You know it's gonna kick off. So this is why Ten Hag has a lot of headache in his job, and I feel for him. At the end of the day, mate, it is you took the job knowing someone told you not to take the job, and you knew what it's like, and this is what's happening in it, and it's not to me. It's not surprising, man. Honestly, we need new footballing people before we can actually be successful, man. I've seen this a lot. People have said this to me. We can be successful in spite of them. I don't think that's the case because if they're not letting footballing people do run footballing things. Footballing people don't run footballing things just because football. They do a lot of things. They want to get rid of it. If the manager says I want to get rid of this player, they'll say no, it's not happening. Do you think Luke Shaw's leaving? Do you think David De Gea is leaving? Do you think McTominay is going to leave? The Ronaldo's a question mark. Do you think he's going to leave? Pogba only left because he wanted to leave. If he would have said no, I'm not leaving, they would have given him a contract extension. He wanted to leave because he's seen it's toxic. I'm getting abused. That's the reason why he wanted to leave, not because of the fans' pressure and everything. He wanted to leave. Now Rashford, he does not want to leave. It just a PR stunt. He wants to stay because you know for a fact PSG come calling. Another club ain't gonna want to give him that much money. If he's given 300K, do you think he's going to leave it? He's gonna say, "No, I'm taking that. Let me get
Hold
all
that
of this
thought,
taken."
because hold that thought, Trebs. Hold that
Yeah,
thought, because that's something I want to bring up as well. That what
yeah.
happens now? Now that his brother is shopping him around, what happens now? I'm gonna bring in James. James, how you doing, bro? Hope you're doing well.
Hello, James, man. What you
Yeah,
saying?
How
yeah,
you
not
doing,
bad,
bro? You
Trebs, not
okay?
bad, Faz.
Yeah,
How you doing?
yeah.
Well, I'm alive. I can't complain. But I'm
Not
clearly
only are you
complaining
alive,
about
mate,
Manchester United.
you've got members to your channel. What's going on? Big up.
Big up my people. You see, my
Yeah.
people, they coming through full force supporting me. So I can only be appreciative to them. For the people who aren't aware, memberships are ready, and you can become a member. We started the community already. There's members now. We have a members group chat. I'm gonna do members call. Members, if you're local, we're gonna do members meet up and everything. There you go. Dan's a member as well. So yeah, if you want to become a member for a short fee, you can do so down below. But James, talk to me. Talk to me about your thoughts on this situation.
So I've missed everything, mate. So what situation are you
Okay, we're
talking about? The
talking.
Rashford one.
That's correct. So the point that we're coming on to now is what happens now that Manchester United have found out that Rashford's brother, aka his agent, is shopping him around, and Rashford may possibly want to leave. Does that mean Manchester United go and offer him a shiny new contract?
I wouldn't put anything past the club, mate, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see the reaction from the fan base because and compare it to the Ronaldo reaction, right? Because when he was shopped around a lot, I think a lot of people had a problem, not necessarily with the fact that he said he wanted to go, but that his agent was shopping him around Europe and around the Premier League and stuff. So if that's what Dane wants to do with Rashford, then fair enough. If he wants to offer him around, then fair enough. It's his prerogative, but he's probably going to face a backlash from the fans for doing it. With a new contract, I mean, what's he on at the moment? 240, 250 bags a week.
250.
So if you offer him a new contract, what's that? 300 bags a week? It's like, it's a lot of money, man. It's a lot of money for someone that's been on the decline for a fair few years now, which is crazy to say when he's, 25? That he peaked probably 2-3 seasons ago. Ironically, he could end up going to PSG, which is probably up there with the biggest night of his career, the night in Paris, right?
Yeah.
When he scored the penalty to take us through and complete the comeback. So, yeah, it's an interesting one. I'd listen, as a local lad, I'd love to see Marcus Rashford succeed at Manchester United.
Same.
Of course I would.
100%,
Like the guy
100%.
The guy literally lives, like, he grew up around the corner. He went to a primary school, which is like half a mile from my house. I'd love nothing more than him to be the number 10 for Manchester United for years to come. Unfortunately, it's showing at the moment he's not showing the quality needed, is he, to be a Manchester United player. He's on the decline. His confidence is shot, especially since the Euros. So maybe it is the right time to cash in and go. And if he's got 1 year left on his contract, I don't know. I don't even know what he's worth. What's he worth? 30 mil, 40 mil? I don't know.
40,
Yeah.
maybe 50 because of his PR value, if we're lucky as well.
Yeah.
But 40 would be fair.
I mean, the thing is, though, 40 is what? That's 4 lots of dividends, really, isn't it? Because we know it's not going to get reinvested in the club. So we know that 40 million's not going on a right winger or a CDM, don't we?
Well, I think it's interesting that someone said, obviously, that Daily Mail have come out. I don't believe Daily Mail anyways, but Daily Mail come out and said Rashford has responded to their approach by saying that he is happy at Old Trafford and his priority is to stay at the club. Well, my source says otherwise. If you check my tweet, I do have a source who is very close to Rashford. Very close.
Yeah. I think to be honest, when and people don't read into this, I'm not saying he's the only person or he's directly the person, but when we talk about leaks from the club, there's a lot of people that have been local for a long time that have very close links to a lot of people in the community, right? So take that with a pinch of salt, but there's a lot of people that may speak to people like your Lingards, your Rashfords, that have known them for years, right? They may not count it as leaking because they've known people for years. Like, they're not going directly to the press and saying stuff, but because there's people around here that know people like that, because they are local and they've been supporting the club and they've been at the club since they were 6 or 7, that they find out certain bits of information. And I think you're right, to be honest. I hear he's open to a move, to be honest, so it wouldn't shock me.
Why wouldn't he be? This is the thing about it. Why wouldn't he be? The sheer amount of abuse he will get, and I'll come on to you, Trebs, to talk about this a bit. The abuse that he will get if he stays and he doesn't perform, it's too much. And it's unnecessary for any player. So why not go for a clean slate and go to France, who are, I would respectfully like to say that they're guaranteed to win the league. He can collect a trophy in there, which is important. He can grow his brand in France. We know that he's a Burberry boy, and he has a PR machine behind him, so he can go and do a lot of things with Jordan XYZ. It helps his MR10 brand a lot. So why does he need? Why won't he do it, Trebs?
Do you know what? Do you know? Okay, I don't know a lot about wage thing and everything, like giving out deals and everything, but I'm gonna put it simply down. And James, I think I want to ask you in the question as well. Look, if the club goes on and says, you know what, I will give you 350k a week, what makes you think that he is going to leave that? Now, I mean, I'm not being funny, and I'll be real. I'm not gonna say and lie to you, lot. If I wanted to leave my job and they offered me that kind of money, I'll give you an example. I ain't fucking stayed. That is 350k. Like, he's on 250 right now. If you dribble at 350k, or say 400, you think he's going to leave? No, he's not. And we are not run by footballing people. We are run by bankers. You know this, Faz. It's very, very simple. I don't need to break it down to you. It's very simple. You don't know this more than I do. It's very, very simple. That is why, as much as the source closes, as much as Rashford, if he's going to happily take this shit, bro, let's be honest, he's probably will and said, you know what, I'm here and I'm going to stay. Very simple. I don't want him. I don't want him here. I've gave him loads of time. You've known me in the app and social media. I've defended Rashford a lot, yeah, but he's not been good enough, and it's time for him to go. It's very simple. I can't defend him anymore. It's time for him to go. Very simple. And there's a lot out there that need to go with him, but we can decide on another day, man. Honestly, but yeah.
Here's a question for you, Trev, then, because I believe he's not good enough as well, right? So I'm all for him going. But there's so many people in our squad like that, and you've got to realise we've got to have a squad. So, like, we're really light in forward positions, especially wingers, right? So rotational front three players. We've got Rashford, Sancho, Martial, Alanga, basically. You can throw in others in there, but they're not ready. You Garnachos, your Palestris, etc., Amads. They may play a couple of games here or there. So it's like, you can say, oh yeah, he's not good enough, we can get rid of him. But you could say the same about a lot of players in our team. But who does it leave us with? Because we know we're not going to reinvest. And listen, I want Rashford gone, but it's one of these situations where I responded to everyone that said they wanted Ronaldo gone with, but we can't let him go. There's no cover. There's no, like, we're not signing anyone else.
James, this is the thing. This is why we're in this mess right now that we're in right now. And we ain't going to get Anthony. There's absolutely, people are telling me now, oh, get rid of him, get Anthony. But you're not playing too much FIFA. Anthony's not going to come. They've asked 100 million. They're not going to pay 100 million for Anthony. Anthony ain't going to come. And that is who I will take. If we was going to sell Rashford, I said right now, I break the whole bank for Anthony, but they're not going to do that. Yeah. Personally, I would take Anthony in a heartbeat. Yeah. Probably like 60 mil. I'll take nothing more than that. But at the end of the day, mate, I love Anthony, but he's not gonna come. So Rashford, like you've just said, that we need a balance, we need a squad, so he's gonna stay. So who does that leave us if Rashford goes? It leaves us with Anthony Alanga, and we're gonna be stuck. And I don't think he's good enough either, personally, in my opinion. So it's what Sancho gets injured. You've got literally no wingers. Martial's injured. If Martial gets more injured than Rashford, we got nothing. We got no cover. We have literally. That's the thing. This is the situation. If this club was run by footballing people, none of this situation, none of this live stream, none of this argument wouldn't have happened. None of this conversation would not even have had. It's because we're not running football people. And I said this many, many times. No manager is going to succeed under these owners. It's very, very simple. Jose failed. Oli, I know he wasn't good enough either. He failed. Yeah. Ralf Ragnick, he was an Inter manager. Yeah, he called that. He failed. even though he was a short term. He was only there for 6 months.
The
Ten
thing
Hag,
is,
this
the
Ten
thing is,
Hag.
Trev,
You know what I mean?
it doesn't help anyone. You know, it doesn't help anyone at this time because we it's weird. We need the squad depth, so kind of want to keep the players, but then the player doesn't have any ability and quality to give us anyways, and hasn't been.
I said this.
There's a
If
catch
you're
22.
asking me, would you take a risk losing Rashford? Yes. It's because he's totally not been good enough. He's been asking for minutes. He's not been good enough. But is that going to happen? Like, it's not about what I want. It's what the club wants. Is the club going to do that? No. Yes, you might have a strong source to say that. Yeah, he's going to leave, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to leave. He's happy. He's going to stay. Personally, in my opinion, if he stays, then he's gonna have to start because who else is gonna drop? I'll be surprised if Alanga benches him. Honestly, if he does stay, I'll be really, really surprised because both of them are not good enough in my opinion. So yeah, I don't know, man. This club is going down that road where we're going to see a lot of declining, man. We're rapidly declining, Faz and James. People are not deep. It's been 10 years.
Let me bring in
hit the like
Michael
button
as
and
well.
guys to let you know. Hit the
Briggs,
like
how you
button.
doing? You're right.
Good, man. How are you?
I'm good. You seem to be very happy about the Rashford situation as well. You wanna see Gakpo, you wanna see Anthony, and you don't want to see any more of Marcus Rashford. So talk to me.
I mean, I said on Twitter, I said if the right price comes in, so I think like Rashford theoretically in this market, based on how much players are worth, I'd say 60 mil would be the sweet spot for me, which I think PSG would offer.
60 mil
with 1 year left.
He has 2 years. He has an option, which United have in every player's contract, which will get triggered because they trigger in everyone. So it's like 2 years just to maximize the value of every player. So with 2 years, I mean, if Anthony's going for 100 mil, look, Anthony's a better player, but Rashford has proven himself in years. I know last year he was very bad, but 2 years ago he's coming off of almost 40 goals, 40 goal contributions in the season. So he has some money in the bank left, and PSG have always rated him. They've rated him for like 2 years now.
I mean, PSG got money to burn. We all know that.
Yeah. And Luis Campos is not someone that like when he wants someone, like he really wants to get them. He's not like someone that just like throws names out there. He specifies on targets. So if PSG come in with the 60 mil, I'll say yeah, go ahead. We'll figure out from there where we go. But if it's anything less than that, I don't want to sell him because you guys talk about Elanga. We're one injury away from seeing Anthony Elanga start, and that is a nightmare scenario. That is doomsday.
I mean, Elanga, can he?
That's doomsday. That's doomsday.
I mean, look, he's sharp though. Elanga's sharp, no?
No. Elanga has all the physical attributes, basically, I think, to be a good player. But he's not ready yet. He's very, very raw, isn't he? Like I like what he did in the Athletic. Go on, Paz.
I said he's a very Dan James-esque.
He's a Bundesliga player. That's what
I think he's similar to Dan James in the fact that he's got pace, but I actually think he's got a slight bit more like calmness in his end product. He's just not technically got a great end product. So like you saw against Atleti, right? We had one chance in that game and he took it and he scored. Like great finish, great composure. But unfortunately, he is similar to Dan James in a I'm going to get my head down and run kind of thing. And the thing is, if we're playing a possession-based style game, which we're trying to play with a slower, in theory, build-up, we're not going to play many balls in behind. So Elanga's kind of useless, as is Rashford, really. If we're going to be playing, we need a more skillful pass-and-go player like your Jadon Sancho that's going to link the play. Like the whole running behind thing doesn't seem to be the way that Ten Hag wants to play. So both Rashford and Elanga are basically null and void in that system.
Look, I think in a situation where we are linked to Gakpo, I think it would be the right thing to let Rashford go and bring Gakpo in. People are taking Gakpo very lightly, and I don't know why. He's a baller. He's a baller. Yeah. He's may not be your style of baller, which is he's not my style of baller for sure, because you know what type of ballers I like.
Faz, I tweeted out he's 3 ahead of Rashford, yeah. And people got rattled when I said that. And you know what? It's my opinion, innit? And I'm allowed to have an opinion. And I think he is. I think he is 3 ahead of Rashford, in my opinion. So that's just my opinion.
I think he's currently better than Rashford. I think like so. If you're taking Gakpo of now versus Rashford of 2 years ago, I think you're taking Rashford of 2 years ago. To be honest,
Okay, let's put it this
that's
way.
my opinion. But Rashford's trajectory is down and Gakpo's trajectory is up. So for that reason, I'd be happy to make the switch. But I don't think Gakpo is better than Rashford has ever been. But I think he has a higher ceiling probably, and at the moment, he's the better player.
If right now
That's
Gakpo
fair.
comes into Manchester United, does Gakpo bench Rashford? Yes or no? Trebs,
Yeah.
yes or no?
Yes, 100%.
James? Does he bench
I'm
Rashford?
going to say no because of politics.
I've got to sin with James. Oh, it's good. Okay, no, politics makes sense.
I just
That's
don't
a
think
fair
he does
point.
because of politics. That's all.
That's a fair point. Griggs, what are you saying? Benches Rashford or no?
He does, but I'm not gonna lie. I watched Gakpo against Monaco on Tuesday. I saw very Rashford-esque traits in him. So he will frustrate a lot of fans because he was putting his head down and shooting at all costs. But he is like the best player on that team, so it might be like a signal from Van Nistelrooy to like kind of be more adventurous. Ten Hag might be having different thoughts with him. So who knows?
You can't. I mean, look, Ten Hag is the one who identified him, right? He clearly
Yeah.
sees there's aspects of his game that he likes. Let's move on from Gakpo for a minute. We know that he has got ability, blah blah blah. He's got room to develop as well. That's the other thing as well. He's got room to develop because he's played in the league, and if there's anything to know, Ten Hag knows everything about him. Let's talk about Sarr from Watford. Very, very mixed like kind of takes on him. I'll start off with you, Griggs. What are your thoughts on Sarr? Is it worth being linked? Some people are rating him, saying, low key is a baller. Some people are saying, what is going on?
I would take him. And like obviously he's in the championship right now. And he's above championship level. That's first thing. So that's a good depth option. He could play in Europa League. He gives dynamism to the attack because he is very PNP, which I know a lot of people say they don't like PNP, but this attack needs at least one player that has pace and power. They don't have to be the best, but just a little bit, add a different kind of aspect to the attack. Not every player can be similar in attack, otherwise you'll become stale. So Sarr will bring that, and even off the bench, 20 minutes just on a counter as an outlet. It's not a bad thing. 20 mil. If Watford take that price, I'll do that in a heartbeat.
What about you, James? What do you think? What are your thoughts on Sarr?
I like him. I do. I like him. I think like Greg said, 15, 20 mil is a no-brainer for me. Does he bench Rashford again? I'm not sure. Like probably unlikely, to be honest. So are we going to spend a large portion of the budget on him? Probably not. But I think he'd be a good squad rotational player. Like I said, we're drastically short of options across that front three. If Ronaldo stays, we've got 4 players for 6 positions, basically. 4 players for 3 positions. We need at least covering every position, so we need 6. If Ronaldo goes, we need 3 more that can play across the front, basically. Because if Ronaldo goes, we're relying on Martial, Rashford and Sancho for the whole season. Because Elanga's not good enough. Garnacho may get a game here or there, but we're not going to rely on him. So I'm all for bringing in a couple of players that are like 15, 20 mil. Not every signing has to be a world beater. Look at the player that City have tried to get across the line today. What, they spent 10 million on a left back?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to, not every signing has to be 50, 60 million. I think as a fan base, we fall into this trap all the time. And it's like, actually, historically, if you look at our more expensive signings, they've all failed. Paul Pogba, 90 million, failure, relatively. Harry Maguire, 80 million, failure. Angel Di Maria, 60 million, failure. Lukaku, 75 million, relative failure. So everyone that we seem to spend a lot of money on, whether it's the hype that the fan base put on or the pressure or whatever that comes with the price tag, they all seem to fail. So maybe Ten Hag, looking at players that he knows either historically or that have been recommended to him at a cheaper price point, may be a better route to go down because it's less pressure on them. And at the moment, you saw the atmosphere in the ground the other day. There's so much pressure on those players at the moment. Anyone that's going to come into that club is going to have pressure heaped on them.
Trebs, what are your thoughts on Ismaila Sarr? Because last season, anyways, he's had a bit of injury, so he's not played the most games. Goal involvement, okay, you can give that here and there, but he's not got the numbers to back it. I don't really know. 24 years of age from Watford. People are saying 20 million, but if I'm not mistaken, how much are Watford potentially going to be asking for? 30,
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
35?
Yeah.
And he's
I'll
on the
take.
right, he's on the right winger slash forward kind of role, and we've got Sancho there already. But maybe for
I
squad
would.
depth,
I
like
would
Rick
say
said,
I'll put Sancho on the left and put him there. I'll personally say that. Personally, my opinion, I'll do that. But obviously, is the question is he gonna come though? Innit? If he comes, I'll take him. Yes. Is he
you would
there?
actually
Will
take
he?
Sarr, but based on what? This is what I want to understand. Based on what will you take Sarr?
Reason I'll take him is just because he's with someone that we need, but someone who could rip defenders, someone who can penetrate defenders, someone who could give us something, and he's that. I've seen him. Look what he done to us, for example, when they beat us 4-1. Like all his last game, he ripped us apart. It's someone that I think you don't. The thing is, but Jadon Sancho at times he does it, at times he doesn't. Yeah. Other than that, who do we see? Which are wingers to penetrate defenders? You go to the game. You go. Me, James, you. We all go. Obviously, no disrespect. We all go to the games, innit? And we see it. Are the wingers don't literally penetrate defenders? It's very. And this guy can do things like that. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, if by all means necessary, if he wants to come to United, why not? If the manager says that's my target, I want him. Yes.
That's interesting.
So
That's
this is the
that's
thing.
interesting.
So
Um,
you look. I'm not being funny, fans. We all complain about Rashford. But if we are Sarr and he goes on that right wing and Sancho goes on that left wing, we're gonna start being a problem because we're gonna cause fullbacks a lot of problem. And Sarr causes fullbacks problems. He does. He caused Shaw problem. You know what I mean? It cost a lot of players problem. He also ripped Liverpool apart 2 years ago when they won the league. You know what I mean? So it's 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 a no-brainer for me. I'll take him 100%. Whether he's a Champions League, people all say, "Oh, he's a Championship player. Where's your standards? Where's this?" Listen, you ain't getting Anthony. You're not gonna get nobody. They're gonna probably want 30 million,
level
20 million.
drop
I'll
from
take that. I'll
Sarr.
take that. Really, yeah,
The
100%.
but Trebs, the drop in level from Anthony to Sarr, it's massive. Let's be real with it. It's massive.
It is, but do you know why I say I would take that? It's because a lot of this fan base moan about Rashford, this and that, this and that. So you get someone who could. What it is with this fan base, it's they say they want wingers that can penetrate defenders. So is Sarr one of them then? Isn't just answer the question. Is Sarr one of them?
Potentially,
You know
yeah.
what you like. You know why you like your football. Even how Ten Hag wants to play his football, he wants wingers to fucking penetrate fullbacks. Is Sarr not one of them? Again, I repeat. I rephrase the words. Is Sarr not one of them? I rest my
Potentially.
case.
I
That's
don't I
it.
don't think that the thing is last season everybody made our defense look terrible. I mean, Welbeck looked better than Rashford last game. Welbeck was one of the ballers, and what are we gonna go and get Welbeck back? Do you want to go and get Adnan Januzaj back? This is what I'm saying. Everybody
Yeah.
looks somewhat better than us at the moment. So, but there has to be a
But I
level
just
that
said
we can
that if the
set because
manager
we're so.
wants him, this is what I said though. If the manager wants him, I'll take that. If it's not the manager buy, I'm not taking that. Anything Ten Hag, everything that Ten Hag buys, I agree with it. Other
Let's
than that, then obviously.
let's bring in Malcolm and Noah as well. Big up Malcolm, big up Noah for coming through. How you doing? Hope you're doing all right. I'll start off with you, Noah. Go on, give me your take, and talk to me about the Rashford situation, and if you take Sarr as well. And then once you're done, we'll come to Malcolm.
Okay. You know, as the rumors of, today it's a reaction of Marcus Rashford, I know, linking by interest of PSG. I know maybe some many difficulties I know because of last season it wasn't good enough for him because I know many social medias, everything of his situations that he had, I know. Things for me, I'm done with him. Things needs to change. We need a new left wing who plays, you know, who plays, who can contact with the strikers, so that we need a better youngsters players like Rashford, like the old times. That is why we need. Because right now, things needs to change for Marcus Rashford. I know, but for me, it's time we let him go. That's what I'm gonna say. And
Okay.
second, Sarr, I think he might be the project of Eric Ten Hag, because the last time when I saw against West Brom, it's he was a great. Like the last season, not that much because he's Premier League, but it will give him a time. But I hope Eric Ten Hag will sign him. But still, it's not about Marcus Rashford, that we have to sell. We need a new center defensive midfield, Sarr, even Salvage as well. So many great players as well. If I were them as United boards, I would swap deal with Andre Herrera. That is why we need him, because of our biggest mistake
So now
was
we want to
not
go and get back under Herrera. I mean, yeah, it was somewhat a mistake to get rid of
our
him, but you
biggest
want to go
mistake.
and
Yeah.
get, yeah, okay, okay, I hear
No,
you.
fast,
Let
fast, fast, fast. You have to say he basically look, he echoed what I just said 5 minutes ago. If Eric Ten Hag wants Saar, yeah, but all message we
Mm.
have to back his decision. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Because this is what he wants. This is the thing what I've said. That's what I said. If it isn't him, then no. But I do feel that is gonna be a profile player that Eric Ten Hag wants. Honestly.
Yeah.
let me
Yes.
go through some of the comments quickly from the members. Dan says Sa no more than 20 mil. Almost says sell everyone, keep Sancho, Ronaldo, and Varane. He says my reasoning, they didn't see Mourinho, Ole, Ralph. Okay, very interesting, very interesting. Garnacho and Ghana into the lineup ASAP. I do agree. I think Ghana and
I agree
Garnacho
with
should
that
be in the
100%,
lineup somewhat.
100%.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm not taking Sa. He says. Sa can penetrate. Ten Hag needs wingers to score. Okay, that's interesting as well. Does he really need wingers to score? Because with Anthony and Tadic, okay, sure, but Anthony, is he a goal scoring winger? Somewhat so, but he's very good at crossing. He puts balls in the box really well. Let's talk to Malcolm. Malcolm, talk to me about the Rashford situation and Sarr. Would you take Sarr and get rid of Rashford?
First of all, can you guys hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you clear.
Cool. Yeah, yeah. I think with the Rashford situation, I mean, I don't think a lot of people know about how I feel about Rashford, but I just feel like, it's been a
Just a quick one.
long.
Just a quick one. Sorry to interrupt you. Just right now hearing Sky are saying PSG are unlikely to follow up with the initial interest of Marcus Rashford.
You have got to be kidding me.
Fast. I've just said this
Wow.
to you. Now, fast. I just came off space, yeah.
Wow.
I just came on the
You
space,
got to be
Devils.
kidding me.
I've just came on the space, officer space, and I've literally said this guy ain't going anywhere. Every time they do this, just to hype up fans or to just get excited, he's gonna be here for life, and he's gonna end his for career here. If this is what he wants to do, and as Mercer means, let him in it. At the end of the day, mate, I'm not disrespecting him. I'm not putting no statement to his name. I just feel like it's time for him to move on.
Listen,
He's
I
not
need a
good
time
enough.
away.
This-
I need time out. I need time out.
It's going to stress you as soon as.
This.
But you know what? Fast. I just want to say this. Don't get worked up with it. Rashford will never change. And then you're going to ask when Ten Hag drops him, he's going to cry and say, I'm not being getting the minutes, yeah? And why is he not be getting the minutes? Because he just does not want to play football. When you watch them against Brighton, I've seen the highlight. I've watched the full game highlights, yeah? And I went to the game. Two things. He doesn't look like, his head doesn't look like it's there. If you look generally anyone on this I know of you lot, do you agree with me? Do you think he's there? But specifically, is his head there? He looks like he's out of confidence, like he's not there. Seriously.
Let's come back to Malcolm. Malcolm, talk to me. You were saying about the Rashford situation, but I'm really sorry to have interrupted you. But the deal is dead. Rashford ain't going nowhere. According to Sky, PSG are not following through. So we might as well move on and talk about Sarr, because that's just upset me. I was celebrating.
No, it's absolutely fine. I mean, um, I think with the fact that PSG were interested, it was only a matter of time until you know the actual truth come out because I didn't really think that PSG of all teams would actually go in and put an interest for Rashford, given the circumstances he's in right now. But I don't think a lot of people know how I feel about Rashford. But I mean, I like Rashford, just him as a person. Like I like the sort of work that he's doing with helping the children and everything, giving out food. But in terms of football, he's just not there, man. Like he's not it right now. And at times I feel like I've said to myself that I'm gonna give him time. I'm gonna be patient. I'll see what let's see. I'll see what Ten Hag is gonna do with him. But from what I've seen so far, like he's just not at the level that we need him to be right now. And if this keeps going, um, I think we're gonna have to look at other alternatives because we have to look forward. Like we can't just we can't keep moving backwards and expect a player that ideally that just doesn't want to be here or just doesn't want to play football. You know, we can't do that.
Let's go through some of the chats from the members. If you want to become a member, the memberships are now open. You can join using the link below on the chat. Almost says Tadic score and Anthony creates. Okay, yeah, that's what I said as well. Yeah, almost says right now Sancho creates and nobody scores.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, we're sad. We're sad about Rashford. We're sad about the Rashford deal. It's
Yeah.
upsetting. PSG should have come through, and I don't know why they didn't come through, but it is what it is. Um, we also should look into loaning players to Gamsbrook. So, yeah. Um, Araya says loan moves are going to be the way forward to getting rid of some of these players. That is true. I mean, look at Telles, Lard, Fernandez. Who else we sent on loan? I mean, Phil Jones
Hannibal,
needs to
I
go.
think
We're still
Hannibal's,
waiting on him.
I think Hannibal's going on loan. I've
Hannibal's
heard.
going on loan.
Yeah.
Who else have we sent on loan so far? Let me have a think. Have we sent anyone else from on loan? Elanga isn't going on loan, which is interesting. I think you lot downplay Elanga quite a bit. I would say Elanga has
Okay.
abilities in there. It's just it doesn't come out fully at times. Um, but if it doesn't, like I say, if it doesn't work out, he can go. Let's move on and let's actually talk about Rabiot. Let's talk about this man and his crazy mother. Crazy, respectfully, crazy. Um, Rabiot is asking for 10 M's. The cheek and the disrespect. A player that causes issues in every club that he goes in is asking for 10 M's. We didn't want an issue with players and agents and whatever, and family members and egos and everything. Yet we are going and getting the exact player that we're not looking for. Griggs, talk to me about Rabiot.
I laugh with this link. Yo. I made a TikTok on it like Monday right after the link. So, Veronica Rabiot, I am begging you, stay far away from this club. Take your son to Monaco. I promise you, it's a good club. I know they're not in Champions League, but Monaco, it's a nice place. You don't want to be. It's beautiful. Go watch the Grand Prix and everything. Just go over there. It's fine. You don't need to come to Manchester. We don't need Rabiot. I don't understand the point of Rabiot. Like you said, this woman is the female version of Raiola. She might even be worse because she attacks people's families and stuff like that. She's not a good agent. This guy's not a good player. He flopped at PSG. At Juventus, he flopped. I know some people say they didn't get the best of his abilities because they play dinosaur football. I don't care. He's like I think you said he's a jack of all trades but a master of none. There is not one attribute of football where he is really good. I use Football Reference as like the scouting stats as like a baseline for like how I like certain attributes. His progressive carries aren't good and his progressive passes aren't good, which is what I want him. Which is what United need their midfield is right now because they can't get that ball past the halfway line. He's not good at that, and he's not a good enough defender because in Serie A he gets away with it because It's one of the least athletic leagues in the world. As much as I love that league, you don't have to be the fastest player in the world to look athletically decent in that league. So he's good at tackling. In the Prem, he's getting cooked by every midfielder. Moises Caicedo will rip him into new shreds. Bruno Guimaraes will send him back to Monaco or Paris, wherever he came from. He's just not good. And I know people say if we sign him the right partner next to him, like a De Jong or Savage, it's a backwards move. It's like what like I said in my TikTok. What is the plan? Like what is the plan with Rabiot? Like I don't think he's a Ten Hag signing because I don't think Ten Hag's ever even seen him play, other than maybe one Juventus game like 3 years ago when they played in Champions League. So I don't believe it's a Ten Hag signing. Romano said it's been a plan for weeks. That's cap. Because if it was a plan for weeks, we would have actually been linked with him weeks ago. Because once we're interested in a player, we're linked with them automatically. Malacia, yeah, it was a hijack, but everyone knew our interest in Malacia. It was evident. We just didn't push through with it. Rabiot was never linked to us. So it's a panic buy, and United could spin it in whatever they want with their PR. But I think all of us have mastered the use of United's PR, and we know what's PR and what's real. And this Rabiot thing was a panic buy, and it's right now it's in the heritage of Man United to panic buy in the last 10 years, and that's exactly what Rabiot is.
Let's talk to Malcolm. Malcolm, what are your thoughts on Rabiot and coming into the midfield in Manchester United? It seems like they're discussing to bring Rabiot in, discussing wages and every personal terms. It seems like it's gonna happen because now they're at personal terms. Personal terms does mean one thing and one thing only, is that they've agreed. The club and the buying club have agreed a price, and now we're gonna go and iron out the wages, which won't be an issue. So, yeah. Dan says he doesn't want Rabiot, and almost says he misses Telles the way Shaw is moving. So
don't say that, please.
Go. Yeah, Malcolm, talk to me about Rabiot.
I don't know what to say, honestly. Like, I mean, I haven't really seen much of Rabiot unless that one game. I say when he was back at PSG. I think when they beat Barcelona 4-0, I think that was the game where I actually saw Rabiot like at his best. Like I saw the qualities of Rabiot, but other than that, I haven't really seen much that tells me that he is like a very, very good midfielder, or like, I haven't really seen a lot of qualities from him that tells me that yeah, he should be in our midfield. He's a starter. He should start in our midfield. I don't know, because there's a reason why Juventus have tried to offload him for like about a year now. If I'm correct, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
There's a reason why they're trying to offload him. So if we're trying to get a player that's not really fancied by a big club like Juventus, and we expect him to thrive in our midfield, then that's you're literally just setting up yourself for failure, honestly. Like, again, like, I don't know, man.
Let me
It's
let's talk. Let me talk about this Rabiot situation and give you my 2 pence on this. Right. This is the epitome of the shit show.
Wait a minute.
From Manchester United. It doesn't get any more Richard Arnold and any more John Murta than this. This is why you lot saw the thumbnail that I made today, specifically today. I made a specific thumbnail today because people said Murta madness incoming. There is a picture. Hold on. I'm going to get it up as well because I'm that petty. 1 second. The picture was Murta. There you go. In reference to the movie from I forgot even the movie, man. Forgot the movie. But you know what I mean. You'll know what I mean. Let me bring it up. There you go. There you go. You know the movie that I mean?
Yep.
There's Murta. There he is. This is the picture that people shared thinking, yeah, he's hijacked the Malacia deal. Wow. Murder madness pending. We are gonna have a good window. This is what we thought. Even me, I myself am to blame for this. I am to blame for this. I said if Manchester United move like this, we might be looking at a very, very crazy window. I whispered it. I thought, let's watch it out. Maybe we're going for a really crazy window. Mertz is on it. He's on job. He's gonna go and hijack Frankie De Jong and bring our boy. He's gonna do this, that, the other. Well, guess what happened? We are linked with a crazy person, with a crazy agent. We are linked with a racist. We were linked with a racist. This it doesn't justify how Manchester United are going about in this window. It doesn't at all. Richard Arnold and John Murta have blood on their hands. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you. If Ten Hag has any bad time in this season, it's because of them two. They messed up with the Frankie deal. Frankie ain't happening. He's not happening. I put Frankie in the middle of the thumbnail as well today. So we're going to talk about Frankie. Griggs, what are you thinking about the Frankie situation? And if you tell me that Frankie's coming, I'm sin bidding you.
He ain't coming, first of all. He's not coming.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Now you can have the big stage.
I
You can have the
think.
big stage now.
Is there like a 2% chance? Yeah, there's always a chance in life.
You just said 2%. You're going back down. You're going back down.
I
You got no chance of coming, man. What are you talking?
There's always a hint of a chance until the transfer window closes. There'll always be like that slight chance, but it's not happening. I just hope he stays at Barcelona, doesn't go to Chelsea, because if he goes to Chelsea, that looks embarrassing and that makes me feel terrible.
Perfect sense. The perfect sense for Barca to flog two players on high wages, bring in Bernardo Silva, register their players. Chelsea get two shiny players. Bob is your uncle.
I have heard though that De Jong's camp is rejecting all calls by like Bowley and
Yeah,
stuff.
De Jong's camp is rejecting everything. That's right, making life very difficult because now things get interesting. So Gakpo cannot come to Manchester United before 24th of August.
Yeah, because he needs UCL.
Because of the second leg of the qualifying game. So that's Gakpo side. Frenkie De Jong will stretch out to the end of the window. But if I am not mistaken, it's going to be an interesting conversation to have. If I'm not mistaken, isn't this Saturday the deadline to register players?
Yeah, allegedly, according to some Spanish source, ESPN, like the Portas and everything, they've been able to register a couple players. I'm assuming it's gonna be Sergio Roberto and Dembele, because those were like kind of players that they've already had, so it's a little simpler to register them than Rafinha and Lewandowski and Kessie and Christensen. So they might be doing them, but Frankie is gonna leave. Look, he is gonna leave somewhere. I don't know where he's gonna go, because when they start threatening legal action, I think yesterday, I don't know if you saw the video, he was getting verbally abused outside the new camp. So I think he's kind of realizing now that he's actually gonna be the villain. And if I was in his shoes, becoming the villain at your boyhood club must hurt you to the point where you don't want to actually go through that every day. Obviously, with his like a girlfriend and everything, she's gonna get abused too. So I don't think you want that. And I know he doesn't want to come to Manchester because of the weather, everything. Which I still think, I still find that like you're getting paid to do. You're still getting paid to like become a footballer. It's like I know the weather is like, but you could go on the summer vacation anyway. So it's not like you're gonna be tanning in after a game or something. You're just gonna come home, sleep, and then day after you have training. So I think the weather stuff is more for like their girls and everything. But we just need him because I can't deal with Scott McTominay. That guy, he haunts me in my nightmares. I have nightmares about that guy because I hate him. I don't understand how your first touch could lead you to getting into a red card. That should be astronomically impossible for a footballer to do. A first touch leading to a red card. It should be impossible. But yet he somehow defies the impossible. He's like the Flash. He defies the impossible. I don't understand with this guy. But I just can't have him in that lineup. And De Jong, just like the way he plays, I need it. But we just need midfielders. And at this point, if he doesn't come, he doesn't come. I've been hurt by this club so many times before that I'm becoming immune to it. And I think Frankie's probably the latest saga that, I mean, I wanted Griezmann 4 years ago. He didn't come. I wanted the ball in the summer of 2019. He didn't come. I've wanted Ronaldo to come back in previous years so many times when he's been linked to us. It didn't happen. Wesley Sneijder. There's so many players that we've been linked to before that never happened, and De Jong might just be the latest of it. But I just hope that the 1% chance happen. Like it just like he just and like Ten Hag. I don't know what he does. It just somehow happens. But he is needed, or at the very least, go get Savic because Milinkovic Savic. It's one of the other. Milinkovic Savic. I watch Serie A like weekly. He is arguably top 3 midfielder in that league, so he is a good player. But you need the right midfield partner next to him. But I've heard that the deal could be done for 40 mil, which is an exceptional price for a Milinkovic Savic type player. I think he's only 27, so he's entering the prime of his career. So that would be a good plan B. So I just hope United have a solid plan B. Which I've always been worried about the whole summer. What is the alternative to De Jong? We heard Ten Hag say that there is no alternative.
Tielemans.
I don't want Tielemans. I said
Let it.
he's slow.
Stop
This guy is so slow. I've never seen anyone's feet get stuck in cement until I watched Tielemans play football. His feet get stuck into cement. But if you put a gun to my head, Tielemans
Tielemans is so technically calm.
He is.
On the
but who's
ball.
next to him?
Okay, I'll sit back down.
Yeah. So, but if you put gun to my head, if I have to watch Scott McTominay start all year, or if Tielemans on my team, I'll take Tielemans. I'll suffer for it. I'll take it because Scott McTominay.
Tielemans enhances this team.
He does. I want to say he played against Arsenal on Saturday.
We missed out on Bissouma.
That is. Oh yeah, but I think because he had the pending.
But that was an L as well. What my question
Caicedo
is,
was an L. That was an L 2 years ago. The Julian Alvarez was an L. We just take L's, man.
Let's talk about the situation as to, we're linked with players, right? That's what's going on. We're linked with loads of players. Why is it taking us so long to sign some of these players? We went through a wave of signing 3 players, boom, boom, boom. Happened somewhat, you could say somewhat quick. I wouldn't say quick in my opinion, but it was somewhat for Manchester United okay. It wasn't bad. But why are we linked and not firing and going collecting players? Why not? This is what's really bothering me. Why isn't Murta, the scouting team, and the negotiators able to just go and put the money down and bring the player in? Why? We're going into the second game of the league. Do you know if we end up losing this game, we are finished?
Oh, season's over.
And I don't care what you tell me. Oh, Arsenal. Go and check. Arsenal lost their game, first 3 games last year. XYZ. I don't care. I don't care about what Arsenal did last year. I care about what I do. And if we go and lose against Brentford, which can happen, by the way, don't be thinking that it can't happen. If it does happen, my goodness, they're gonna burn that stadium down. The fans themselves will go and burn that stadium down. We have been just slow and slow and slow. Malcolm, talk to me. Why are we so slow in the window? What's going on? Why can't we just go and get players? Malcolm, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Talk to me.
Okay. Yeah. Just on what you said, I can't really give you a straightforward answer as to why we're very slow at, getting our transfers done. But it's basically it's the people that run us, like the people that are in charge of, doing these deals. You can't tell me that John Myrtle is the guy that will get or that will make us have a magical window. People said that Marshall Manis is gonna come in. We're gonna have a great window. We're gonna have quality players in. I'm not enticed by the people that run our club, that run our transfer decisions. So if you're asking me to give you a straightforward answer, I'd say it's just the people that run us. We just can't trust them. If you look at other clubs, like City and Liverpool, Like they have footballing people that run their transfer decisions. That's why they have players like Bernardo Silva, Julian Alvarez, Haaland, that fit their system. Like for us, we just getting players that you know play in different systems, and we just put them on the pitch, and we have no idea what to do with them. So I guess there's multiple answers to answer your question, but to me, it's just the people that run us. Like they just don't have that footballing knowledge than other owners do. You know, to get us the type of players that we need to gain success. But yeah,
Um, Fabrizio just tweeted 15 minutes ago. Adrian Rabiot deal. Manchester United director John Murta has meeting scheduled with player's mother and agent Veronique in Turin. Key days for the negotiation. Full agreement with Juve for 17 million euros. Um, it's not time for Man United to meet with Rabiot's camp. Interesting. Of course, it's. Oh, sorry, he made a
No.
spelling mistake. It's now time to meet with Rabiot's camp. Yeah, it will happen on Friday. It's already scheduled with John Murta and Veronique Rabiot. Um,
Rabiot will also be there, by the way. He'll be at the meeting too.
This is a very weird deal. And you people bashed me to say that we'll keep Ronaldo. People bashed me to say keep Ronaldo. No. Gregs, they bashed me. Let me bring in a Rashford Stan account. Rashford Stan account, how are you doing? Rashford Stan account, can you hear me?
No, you can you hear me fast?
Yeah, I can hear you. Rashford Stan account.
No, you have to put some more respect on my name. You know I'm better than that fast. So
because
yeah,
Rashford ain't going PSG.
You have to. Nah, I mean it's negotiation tactics, right? I mean we all watch YouTube, so we've heard Rio Ferdinand talk about in 2004 he went to go see his agent in a restaurant, and Chelsea's CEO was in the same restaurant, and they took a picture of Ferdinand, Chelsea's CEO, and his agent, and people were sending bomb threats to Ferdinand's house, thinking Ferdinand was about to leave the club when he was just negotiating, right? So it's just regular negotiation business. It's happened to so many players. I mean, Mbappe was all the way in Madrid for 2 freaking months, and all of a sudden, PSG gave him the bank.
Yeah, but my friend, negotiations happen like that all the time, and I
Yeah,
100% agree. But
of
not
course.
with the type of person that Rabiot's mom is. Let's be real.
No, I mean, I'm not even talking about Rabiot. I'm talking about Rashford. Like, if
Oh,
PSG,
okay.
yeah, if PSG sends an email to Rashford's brother, I mean, who the hell is Rashford's brother not to talk back to PSG? That's freaking Paris Saint-Germain. Like, bro, like anybody's agent would listen or have a conversation. Doesn't mean he wants to go there, but yeah, let's you never know who's gonna be my next client. And I might have a new client in the future that wants to play for PSG. So I'm gonna take a discussion with PSG anyway. It's just social media nowadays makes everything 110% ridiculous. Like back in the days, this happened every time. Like people went to restaurants, agents were sitting with CEOs and stuff. Like imagine if this happened back in 03, 04. Imagine when Rooney wanted to leave. Like these things happen every time. So I'm not worried about
just
that.
want to iron out what happened in the last few hours, by the way. So within the last few hours, Rashford representation held talks with PSG. Rashford wanted to join PSG. Rashford wants to stay at Manchester United. Rashford wants to sign a new contract with Manchester United. PSG decided they want to decline any comments. Manchester United are relaxed. PSG unlikely following up on the talks. That is your evening summed up.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, obviously, if PSG watched Marcus Rashford when we played against them, right? Because we've played against PSG the past 3 years, we've seen them a couple of times in the Champions League. And let's be honest, who was the standard player? Like, who banged in the goal, the last winning goals? Like, any CEO, any sporting director that watched those games will see that Marcus Rashford, forget his poor form, the talent is there, right? 24-year-old talent is there.
Talent. Where is this talent?
The talent is there, fast. Come
Where,
on, man.
where,
I
where?
mean, I don't
Back in
have the numbers.
2020.
How
I don't
much
have.
more? Okay, how much time does he need under Ten Hag for his talent to come back?
Yeah, but he's 24. Fast. Some strikers or wingers peak at 27. Like what was Salah doing at 24? What was
He's a
Benzema doing at
winger.
24?
He's a winger that we're trying to turn into a forward because he can't do his winger jobs properly.
He's a striker that wants. He's a striker that wants to be a striker, but due to his abilities, they moved him
He's
to the
a
left
winger.
wing.
He started off as a winger.
He started as a striker in the academy. He was
He
a striker.
needs to play that winger role for at least 4 years
Well,
before
he's
he
done.
even thinks about going into the central position.
He's done
But
it for
this
3
brother
years
wants to
now,
go
right?
into the central position. Okay, I personally, if you ask me, I personally think he's more effective in the middle. I really do. I think so. I think Martial is more effective on the left. I
On
think
the
so.
left. Yeah, you're
But
right.
Ten Hag doesn't want that, which is
Marcus
I don't know.
Rashford is more effective in the middle, and that's where he busted in Van Gaal. You remember his runs against the Michelis, David Luiz, against Arsenal, the goals, the headed goals, and everything. The thing is, I mean, it's player development, right? At United, we've messed up for the past 10 years in player development. Our player development has been so bought. Like, what happened to Adnan Januzaj? What happened? Like, what happened to those players that you could see the talent in them, but was wasted? So me at this point, I've been telling you all summer, I'm relaxed. This club has been doing things backwards for the past 10 years, and I think it's time for everybody to just relax and just watch them. The fan base is angsty, and I understand. We have a right to be angsty, but I'm not worried about that. I knew this was gonna come up eventually. The next person,
I
the
used
next
to
one,
pray. I was singing. I used to pray for times like this. Oh man,
the
I
next
was
one is
so.
Luke Shaw, right? Luke Shaw is also negotiating a contract, so don't be surprised in the next few weeks you see Luke Shaw linked to Chelsea or linked to some team, some weird team linked to Madrid or something, and they're talking about for 20 something million because he's also negotiating a contract. So yeah, so these things
These
happen.
players don't deserve. These players don't deserve contracts. They don't.
Yeah, but
Adnan Januzaj. If we keep saying Adnan, next thing you know, Adnan Januzaj is coming back. We were linked with Depay.
yeah, the thing is,
Do
right?
you know the amount of players we've been linked with?
I know we're linked to
About
bunch of
105.
players every year. Every year we are, but the thing is, right? We what happens is because we're so bad, the bad players get cropped in with the players that actually have some sort of talent, right? So we have really, really bad players in the squad that are really, really bad, and because they're bringing the team down, they get cropped in with the players that can actually give you something if they have a working system. So, I actually think on Sunday, Ten Hag was sending a message to the board by playing Fred and McTominay. I think he was trying to tell them, ladies and gentlemen, these guys are not good enough.
What
I
if?
didn't.
Okay. Wait. If you think that's the case, what if Ten Hag goes and puts the same lineup out?
He probably
Oh
will.
Lord Jesus
Are you
Christ.
gonna say Ten Hag out?
No, because he probably will. He probably will play the same midfield till he gets Frankie and somebody else, just to make a statement that what I have here is not good enough. I won't be surprised if on Saturday he plays McFred again. It would not surprise me one bit because he's trying to send a message like, I understand you guys want, and we said it all summer, let's give these players a fresh start. No, there's no fresh start. So the ones that don't have what it takes to be here need to go. And that's just it.
Griggs, talk to me about what Gadsby's saying now in terms of keeping Rashford and there's talent there. You're clearly saying there ain't nothing there. It's an empty bottle.
I mean, it's not even like his fault because like we talk about the development. Like Van Gaal was the perfect coach for him, and then he went to Jose. Jose did not like him. Ole ran him to the ground by playing him through injury. And I said this on Twitter, and like his fans came at me. I said he's physically declined, and it's not even his fault. He played with a broken shoulder and back. Obviously, he's going to physically decline. It's human nature. If you play with an injury, if you keep playing on it, it's going to wear your body down, and it's worn his body down. As a player that relies on athleticism and pace, once you lose that yard of pace, it's peak. And his
This
football
brother
IQ
was
is not that
supposed to
high.
be one of the fastest players in the world.
And he can't run past Dan Burn. Like, I'm sorry, like no offense to him. Like, it's just I don't see it. And with his best position, I've always said that Rashford's best position should be on the right wing if he applied himself to be that position. Me and some other guy on Twitter were talking about it. Go watch tapes of Raheem Sterling and Sadio Mane when he was at Southampton. Rashford could have done that a couple years ago, and his goal contribution returns on the right were actually pretty decent in limited minutes. In that 2021 season, he averaged a GA every 2 games while he played on the right wing, and it also helps his crossing technique a lot easier. It's easier for him to cross on the right wing than the left wing, so it could have worked for him. But he's stuck in his head because of Ole that he can only play left wing, just cut inside and shoot. That's the only place he's ever developed at Man United after Van Gaal left. And then I tweeted this as well. I said it's a shame that Ten Hag wasn't the coach for him after Van Gaal. It would have helped him actually become a great player. But in a way, we failed Marcus Rashford just as he failed us based on the last year and a half. Because he hasn't scored a goal as a starter in 410 days. 410 days. That's over a year as a starter. That's embarrassing for any forward. We hounded Lingard for not scoring a goal in the calendar year of 2020 or 2018 or 19. I don't know which one it was. The same pressure should be put on Marcus Rashford. Especially, it should be worse for him because he's a forward. Lingard was a midfielder. Marcus Rashford is a forward.
Gatsby, this brother is cooking your hero.
No, but the difference is right. The difference is Lingard wasn't injured, and Marcus Rashford played through shoulder and back injury for 2 seasons. So, and prior to that, he was 7 goals in the Champions League, a hat-trick against Leipzig, scored a goal against Brentford. So it's not as if he doesn't show up in games. You can see the talent. And then number 2 is he still has all the skills and all the speed. What you can see him on the field, like
I don't see it though. Where is it?
In his brain. You can see in his brain, like you can see he's right. It's a mental thing. It's like football IQ. It's like I think he overthinks it sometimes. I think he plays like you know how I'm a fan of United and you're a fan. Let's just say magically I wake up tomorrow morning, I become 6'3" and have 6 packs and have super speed, and you put me in another team. I will be so happy to play. Like my brain will not be thinking the same as my legs. Like I'm like, oh my God, I'm on the field. I'm playing for the club I love. I think that's how he plays. I think he plays like he is so excited to be here. Like he's like he wants the team to do so well because he's a fan. First of all, that boy is a fan of United. It's very clear the way he plays. So I've been saying it for a long time. I think he needs to just relax and remember what got him here in the first place. That energy, that zeal, I think if he finds that back, he'll be all right. He'll be all right. He's 24 years old.
Dan says Gatsby is copying our biddy with McTominay, meaning
that's different. Our biddy
Ganso says
McTominay stand that exists.
Our biddy, yeah. Oh my God, you haven't met the McTominay. I need to make this happen.
I can't have that. No.
Oh my God. Wait, I'm gonna call him out. Wait. Hold on. I can't believe you actually not met him. 1 second. There you go.
No.
Wait, there you go. Anyways, Ganso saying we are not a charity. I don't need players trying to redefine confidence and form here. BS. Sin bin. Hey, the community is asking you to get sin bin, Gatsby. What's going on? Rashford P45. Oh, Lord, said Rashford P45, Luke Shaw P45, De Gea P45. Oh my, Sancho P45. This brother.
What does P45 for?
This brother wants to hand out P45s to the whole team.
What does that mean?
Bruno,
what does that mean?
Wait, hold on. Let me finish reading. Bruno P45, Maguire P45, Dallo P45, Lindelof P45, and obviously Phil Jones P45. Omo says okay, these are my members now. These are my members. Members have power, Shall I do a vote? Oh my days, that P45 one brought me to tears. Hold on, I'm gonna make a vote. Dan says any excuse for Rashford, but no excuse for Ronaldo and his 20 goals last year. Ooh, almost says I need performance. I'm not rewarding terrible performance on the pitch. Garnacho better than Rashford. Dan says, big up Mark. Dan says put everyone in the chat. Oh, shit. Wait, let me put up a poll. Should Gatsby be sin binned for that? Should we sin bin him for 5 minutes and then bring him back up for the Rashford standing? Or just in general for let's see. There you go. The poll is up and live. Done. You lot can vote. Have a vote. He made his points. That's the thing. He's a fan of Manchester United, and he made his points. You can't deny him of that. So yeah, it is what it is.
I'm just saying though,
But
if he messes up this season, then sell him. This is his last season.
okay, how long do you give him all season, or do you give him until winter time?
I give him this season. After
No,
this season,
I don't.
I
That is criminal.
I said November
That
last
is
year.
criminal.
I said last year. I said I think after the Athletic game where we got knocked out, where that was one of the worst cameos of football I've ever seen in my life. I said I give him till November. I said I hope he goes to Turks and Caicos in the summer, refreshes his brain, gets wipes it clean. He got engaged and everything, so I'm like, okay, that's good. His mentals must be better. Got engaged and all that. Must be feeling happy. First game against Brighton, I don't remember anything that Rashford did in that game, other than that miss, which he hit it back to wherever. So
yeah, I give him this season. After this season, if he doesn't pick up pace, then we need to start thinking about moving on. But
Gatsby, does Gakpo or Hakpo
he's not better than
bench
Rashford.
Rashford?
I'm sorry, Gakpo is not better than Rashford. Like we just need to stop with the nostalgia and the shiny new toy thing. He's not better. You put Rashford in PSV in that league, they'll probably be calling him the god of soccer in PSV. Like he's no better.
Guys, this is too much standing. They bashed me for Ronaldo. They bashed me for Ronaldo.
soccer.
Now they're saying go to football in PSV. Go to football.
I said he's
Go to football in PSV.
Do you see the way our fan base is talking about Gakpo? Like he's played in a World Cup final and he scored a hat trick.
Rashford ain't played in a World Cup final. He flopped the Euros.
I mean, he's part of an England team that went to the semis, right?
And with what? Harry Kane, anyways. I prefer Harry Kane.
And
Harry Kane was that
Gakpo
fault.
is back, bro. Listen. I promise you, Gakpo. I understand the hype. A fresh, shiny new toy. Let's be honest, guys. Let's just be honest. Like I understand the hype, though. It's okay. it's okay.
Araya says Manchester United have a relationship with DWP. If you know what DWP is, oh my days, our video is here. Oh my days.
I need to cook.
This stream is about to kick off.
Any McTominay, I've made it my mission to to roast him.
Join using the StreamYard
take it
link.
on him, okay? Because he believes in hard
Listen,
work.
I want to see this.
I have an agenda.
I legitimately want to see this. Already, the StreamYard link is in the chat. You can find it and join in. I'll send it. 1 second. There you go. I've sent it again. This is gonna go west. I hope he just turns up like the Undertaker. I'm here now. Almost says Rashford flopped the whole year. A year of flop. Are you serious? I mean, it's true. Dan says Hakpo has scored more goals than any season Rashford has had.
Eredivisie
But you will say it's the Eredivisie XYZ. You could use that as an argument. Omo also says if he defends McTominay, I'm joining.
Listen, you know what's funny fast, right? Everybody was like, "Oh, Malaysia this, Malaysia that." Bro, Malaysia came in against Brighton. First 2 minutes, got skinned by
that cameo was spooky. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro, he got skinned twice in 5 minutes by Tariq Lamptey. I was like, woof.
I mean, Tariq Lamptey cooks a lot of people, to be fair. Something.
Well, come on now. That's a right wing back. Like
that is a right winger. That's he should be playing for us, to be honest. But yeah.
Yeah, listen. And I was like, whoa, Malaysia, bro. Time to step up.
I hear you.
Yeah, I was like, this fan base is gonna cook you, bro. If you're gonna let people skin you every time, they're gonna come for you, Malaysia.
Well, against the Halifax game, Bissaka played awful, but that's another one.
Actually
now Rashford and McTominay stands are mad. Okay, Our BD is here. Drum roll. This is
Fouls.
gonna go off.
I'm not a Rashford
Foul.
fan, by the way. I just like Rashford.
Fouls. You know what?
Yes, sir.
I've heard a lot of. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
I've been in spaces. I don't understand Manchester United fans anymore. You know, someone once told me that we're a club fan that likes scapegoat. I thought the person was just trying to raise an agenda, but now I believe. Look at, I'm going to go back as far as Cleverly. When I leave Cleverly, I'm going to pick on Herrera. When Herrera left, it was Pogba. When Pogba left, it was McFred. Now they are trying to change McFred. Now it's Rashford. And somebody just said if I defend Scott, I'm going to defend him because he had an assist that Bruno had converted. You guys would have been 1-0 up. But what did Bruno do to the ball? He placed this high. Nobody's coming for that. But the only thing people choose to see are the wrong things he's doing. And I was on the space where somebody said we should go and get Rabiot. When we get Rabiot, we are going to get a DM to support Rabiot. You people should get a proper DM for Scott and see how he does. Yes, people are coming here now talking about Marcus. Wow, you're shining your eyes. That is how I go, bro. I don't back down, bro. That is me. 100%, Michael. That is me. I stand on my opinions. I do not change them. And one thing I want to understand is that now on this Rashford thing is like the universe of Manchester United. You people are personally trying to pick on the people I love in that team. And all sentiment aside, we are not in position to start making picks yet. We are not that good. I went on a space and I made an example of Man City. There was a time Pep Guardiola was making the noise. I do not have a striker. He had Gabriel Jesus. Did he move on Gabriel Jesus? No. He waited until he got Haaland. What did he do? When he got Haaland, he moved on his dead weight. There's something they call what you have at that particular time. Make use of what you have. But Manchester United, you all just want, okay, we have Rashford now. When you move Rashford, you get Elanga. Then you go and get Anthony for what? 100 million. Then you are stuck with Anthony and Elanga. Would you know rather they bring in Anthony and be stuck with Anthony and Rashford? If Anthony is starting, Rashford can come off the bench. I don't care where he comes from. He's still a part of the team. But we are talking about quality. Is Elanga enough quality like Rashford is? If we're being factual to ourselves. So what happens when you sell Rashford and move him on? You are still stuck with Elanga. Can we trust Garnacho right now? Put him in the spotlight like we always do to our youngsters? No, we can't do that yet. And that is the thing we like new toys, fouls. New toys, shiny things are outside. Rabiot is not Rabiot. I'm going to say this point and clear. Rabiot is a flop in Juventus. He's someone they're trying to get rid of. Yes, he's better than our midfield, but he's a flop. Has Frankie done any good where he is? If he's that good, they shouldn't be trying to ship him up to us. But yes, we are trying to do the same thing. Trying to get players that they feel is not good enough for their club. Bring them to our club and hope that they will be better. That is all I have to say. Whoever wants to come for me can come for me. I'm on this page.
Omo, I'll let Omo speak first. Omo, welcome to the stream.
Hey, what's up?
Omo is a member of Planet Faz as well. So yeah, big up for joining the stream. He wanted to come in soon as our BD came in, so the floor is yours, and then I'll bring Briggs in afterwards.
Yeah, let me go straight into McTominay, Fred, Rashford, Shaw are not good enough. Even Maguire's not good enough. The whole squad is not good enough. People that came in last year that could stay, and the new players that could stay. All players that played for Ole, they could all go. You play for Marino, Ralph, go. I don't need them here. This Eric Ten Hag team. Eric Ten Hag did not buy Rashford. Eric Ten Hag didn't buy McFred. Eric Ten Hag didn't buy Maguire. They're not good enough. They can't even fit into Arsenal. So what? So okay, we are rebuilding right now. We're not aiming for fourth. Aiming for fourth is a pipe dream. Start Garner, start Garnacho, bring in the youth, inject them in the team early. Don't wait them late. Like Rashford is injured. Let's start Garnacho now. Anthony, we're not buying Anthony. We don't have the money. The Glazers owns us. We have no money. We're broke. We're not buying no player. The best player we could buy right now is Gakpo because it's 23, 25 cheap. Rabiot, I don't like Rabiot is trash. We're not buying Rabiot. I don't care about that. We're not buying. We're not getting Frenkie De Jong. I already told the Discord. The United View Discord has already accepted that they didn't blink deadline day. And put that in your heart. Protect yourself. Protect your heart. They didn't blink deadline day. I don't.
Big up.
I'm not stressed about Frenkie De Jong. I'm stressed about no player. We selling Rashford, cool. Have a good night. We selling Rashford, cool. Sell him. Have a good day. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. You can't go. I'm not keeping all these players. They can all go. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm went to the right now. I went to the windows closed. Somebody buy Rashford to go. Someone want to buy the Gea, go. We signed here. You wanna buy Maguire, go. You wanna buy anybody is free to go. Anybody. Ronaldo, he's hostage. You can't go nowhere. That's to keep us in 6 or 7. Ronaldo's to keep us in 6 or 7. Every other player could go. Bruno could go. I'm selling everybody. Clean state or nobody. Everything carries over like a report card. It carries over. It's not brand new. It carries over. Players have to go. It's okay. Oh, McTominay, you might say, oh, McTominay is good. He put off for the club. Cool. I like that. Thank you for the service. You can go. I need everybody to go. Clean house. Clean house.
Let's speak to Griggs. Griggs, you could not believe that there is a Scott McTominay stan.
Before I speak on McTominay, I just got a message.
Wait. Let me just. Our BD, thank you for coming first and foremost. I called you and you answered straight away. This is the thing with our BD. He never, ever, ever. He's never not ready. He's always ready. And his person, I have tried, Gatsby's tried, the whole community, hundreds of people have tried, and we haven't been able to convince him. So, Griggs, the floor is yours. Big up Tyrone in the chat as well. I see you, Tyrone MC. Big up. Go and make sure you check out Trafford Tunnel as well. Go on, Griggs. The floor is yours.
Before I speak on McTominay, I just got a notification in my group chat about a certain player we're linked with now, Mauro Icardi. So we went from Veronique Rabiot to Icardi's wife as an agent. So we're doing wonders in the transfer market. We're doing wonders, just absolute wonders in the transfer market right now. From Arnautovic to Icardi, it's great. But anyway, I'm just gonna hope that's like PR and all that kind of stuff. Just his agent throwing him. Back to McTominay, who's absolutely the worst player to ever grace the Manchester United shirt. Gemma is better than him. Bellion is better than him. Anderson was better than him. Oberton was better than him. Anyone's better than him. He's also the worst player to ever play in the Premier League. There is like this. Okay, so as a midfielder, your job is to get the ball, right? Pick up the ball from the center backs or receive on the half turn. McTominay plays catch play that goes on the pitch. He hides behind players, whether it's his own teammates or other opponents that he hides behind, which limits the build-up, which means he's a hindrance in the squad. So he can't do that, right? His passing range is god awful because he can't pass short, he can't pass long, he can't pass medium. He's somewhat pressure resistant. I'll give him that. He's a decent ball carrier. I'll give him that somewhat because of his he has long strides and all that due to his height. Speaking of his height, that is the only reason he made it to football, because if he didn't get a 10-inch growth spurt at 18, so if someone else got it, for example, if Angel Gomez got a 10-inch growth spurt right now, he would be the starting 10 for Manchester United. Instead, who are we stuck with? We're stuck with Scott McTominay. That's who we're stuck with. He is absolutely the worst player. I repeat on Sunday, because this moment will be etched into my brain forever, for all of eternity. He, with his first touch, almost broke a guy's leg. That should be great. Isaac Newton is rolling in the grave right now because that should be physically impossible from a first touch to almost breaking a guy's leg. He should have been sent off. Speaking of getting sent off, every time you walk into that pitch with Scott McTominay, we play with 10 men. So if he got sent off, honestly, it does this a good thing. It's a positive. He's a net negative. I don't like criticizing players online, but there's one player I just like.
Wow.
Honestly, I think he's privileged. If he wasn't Scottish, like with Sir Alex Ferguson, he's the greatest manager of all time, and we owe him so much stuff due to our success. But we can't sit here and say that this guy is not like. If Scott McTominay was from Faroe Islands or somewhere, if he was from Greece, where I'm from, he would not be at Man United right now. He's privileged. There's a reason why he's only on 20K a week, by the way. He's one of the only players in this world that we managed to not overpay. Why don't we overpay him? Maybe United actually don't rate him that much. There's a reason why he's on that low wages. If you think about it, 20K a week, this guy's just happy to be there. He's like he's just happy to be there. He just wakes up every day and thinks, I'm a Manchester United player. I'm so happy right now. I just don't.
He plays golf. He spends his money on golf.
Bro, you just gotta get paid 20K a week as a footballer. I'm praying that if this guy was 5'5", he would be playing at Grimsby Town right now. That's the first club that just came to my mind. Accrington Stanley. Oh, anyway, he would play for hashtag. I don't think he'll be even good enough to play at hashtag United.
Wow.
I just
All right, let me read out the super chat. Big up Mark. Mark has been.
Fowler,
Wait,
wait,
Albany,
because
hold
with
on, hold
all due
on. Let me.
respect,
Albany, hold on. Let me read out the super chat. Mark has been giving us jokes all stream. Mark says cheeky donor for Faz, aspiring chemist run for Brentford. I think that's what he means. But yeah, big up, Mark, for the donation and for actually all the funny comments as well. Scott did 2 back heels. Well, that's what I'm almost saying.
and ended up in Brighton.
Joker Dan says Akadi's wife and Rabiot's mom is going to be fighting in the stands. This is job center settings at its finest. Jesus Lord, I beg, my head is finished. Oh man, we're in trouble. Kingsley says Fred is pathetic. Albany, he cooked your boy.
yeah,
well,
Mike, with all due respect to you, right? I heard all you said. Huh? I appreciate it, but I do not accept because I'm gonna say one thing to you. Do you support the coach?
Yeah,
Do you feel he knows what he's doing?
somewhat right now. I have my doubts
So
a little bit.
you have no doubt. Okay, I support the coach, and I feel he knows what he's doing. When he had the chance to pull up somebody from the midfield, to pull up somebody and bring in Ronaldo, you all said Scott had a bad game. Who did he take off? He took off Fred.
Can I counter that real quick?
Wait. You're gonna get your time. Get your time. Calm down. And one thing I want you guys keep saying he doesn't show up for the ball. But when you go back and watch that Brighton match, everything that happened in that match, good or bad, came from this man. Good or bad, came from this man. How can somebody who is not showing up from the ball be coming up on camera that much? If I'm being right, we are not on the field. Like Faust is always on the pitch watching match day live. The camera follows the ball. Am I right, Faust? That is what the camera does. It follows the ball.
Yeah.
But if you go and watch that Brighton highlights, if you get about 10 or 4 pictures in that match, Scott has 5 of them that is in it. But yet you guys say he doesn't turn up for the ball. Yes, it's on 20K, and I feel that is so much pain. I've been writing everybody in Manchester just to give him a pay raise. Yes, the boy is not your Frankie like you people are hoping for. He's not the ball carrier that I can. Like people say his back is stiff, he can't turn. But he puts in the shift. Let the other players put in half as much as he does. Let them appear on the screen as much as he does.
I'm tired of you keep saying let the other players put what he puts in. Did
Let
Elijah not put in the shift?
me say this.
You keep
Let
saying
me say this.
Faz, I gotta counter. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
The pass he threw to Bruno. If Bruno has caught that ball, we'll all be dancing. Yay! That's an assist. But Bruno lost the ball. No, but now everything that happened bad after that came from him. Yes, they took the ball from him in the midfield. But in the second goal and the first goal, all the players were at fault. Nobody was covering. When we get Frankie, was he going to lose the ball in the middle of the park? He was even in Brighton's half, not our half. He lost the ball trying to progress it in Brighton's half. Yes, everybody has gone. A lot of people have gone silent on Davis. Davis should be covering that ball. But yes, the scapegoat all of you have is Scott McFred. One thing I want you guys to do, don't McFred the both of them. Fred is a man on his own. Scott is a man on his own. Fred in that match was the one that was meant to take the Frankie role, Mike, if I'm being right. Was he not the one? And Fred was the one that started losing the ball early. And they found out that, and Brighton caught up to that. Wow, this guy is not ready for this role. Then they started pressuring us. I made this statement before I use the mic and give me your counter. I made this statement on every space I've been on. When you get Frankie, anytime Frankie doesn't show up, the midfield is going to be a disaster. And when Fred didn't show up, everything scattered. It was not like we were running around. So nobody should blame Scott. I'm going to wait and see what happens on Saturday. Please, Faust, I hope you're on live. If Scott gets a start, man, You lot are in trouble. I won't say no more.
I'll be watching the game and I'll be doing a live watch along. So you'll see that on United View. I'll be
I,
there.
I'm really,
Um,
I'm just saying what my midfield three should be against Brentford, which is Garner, Van de Beek, Ericsson. Those three could control the ball. Bruno, nah, he got to take a sitter right now. You're losing the ball too much. Take a rest right now. It seems like something's wrong in your head. Like you just do a hollow pass. Nobody asked for that. Take a breather right now. You'll come back in when it's time. But right now, you need to see some time on the bench because right now you're doing hollow passes. McTominay, you cannot control the ball. You pass the ball to your first touch is bad. You cannot pass the ball. Your long bus pass ball is bad. Your short pass is bad. All you could do is shoot from range, and we're not gonna do that all day. Right now, you're progressing the ball from the back to the forward. McTominay cannot play six. Neither can he play eight. Because when you play six, you need to drop between the center back and the left back and right back push forward. He doesn't do that. You cannot play eight because you cannot control the ball. Now can you pass the ball? Have you seen McTominay try to chip the ball up before? He tried to chip it with Sancho 1-2. Try to chip the ball back to Sancho, misses every time. He cannot lob the ball. He cannot pass the ball. Useless. Fred, he could kinda lob the ball, but is not reliable. And he likes to shoot from distance. What are you doing? This was not taught in training. Shoot from distance? Nah, we don't want that over here. It's going to bench as well. Midfield three, Garner, Ericsson, Van de Beek. At least Van de Beek will move defenders out the way to make everybody else play better. Ericsson could pick up pass, and Garner could at least play the six properly. He's the best six we have in the squad right now. Because he has more playing time in championship with Nottingham Forest. Yeah, he got them from I think they got 8 last season, and before they got promoted, they got second or first. I'm not even sure, but he helped Nottingham Forest get back into the Premiership. He did that, so I don't need nothing about he's not Premiership ready. He's ready. Play him or sell him. We're gonna play him or sell him. Garnacho needs some playing time as well. So I'm just leaving it at that. Midfield three, Garner, Van de Beek, Ericsson. That's it.
let's we'll come to Griggs to respond. Big up David as well. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. We'll let Griggs respond to our video because this is getting very interesting. I've put a poll up, and the poll is saying that 18% of people believe our video is winning, and 82% are saying that Griggs is winning. But Griggs has only had round one. Our biddy's at 2. Now we'll let Griggs respond, see what he says. But our biddy's got his points as well. Go on, Griggs.
So I'm a stats man. I love stats. I love the eye test too, but with the eye test you add stats. Which player had the least amount of passes on Sunday? Scott McTominay as a midfielder. Who had the worst passing percentage on Sunday? Scott McTominay. Do you know how hard it is to have the least amount of passes and the worst passing percentage in the same game? As a midfielder, not as a defender, not as a goalkeeper, he had a worse passing percentage than Robert Sanchez, who kicked 28 long balls as a goalkeeper, by the way, which should be theoretically impossible to have worse passing percentage than that. But Scott McTominay doesn't. Scott McTominay plays for Scotland, right? He's such a good player. He should be starting in the midfield, right? Where does he play? Right center back, and he's not even good at that either. So he doesn't start in midfield over Stuart Armstrong, my bad. Stuart Armstrong, who's not even a center mid, by the way. He's a right mid for Southampton. Southampton, by the way. But Manchester United's starting midfielder cannot start for Scotland. Scott McTominay, ladies and gentlemen, that is a player. That it's just I don't understand what people see in him. People rave about his potential. He's older than Donny van de Beek, by the way, who's I'm not even the biggest fan of. He's older than Donny van de Beek. He's as old as Frenkie De Jong, by the way, and we're seeing what the product of Frenkie De Jong. So there's people always talk about Lingard with his where they were gassing him up as a youngster when he was 25. It's the same thing with Scott McTominay. He's been at the club for almost 5 years, and Jose Mourinho is my GOAT in terms of management. If I had one game, I would pick Jose Mourinho to manage it, winner a must-win game. But I will never forgive him for introducing Scott McTominay to Manchester United because they made a whole award for this guy. That's how much privilege. They made a whole award for him. And what has he done to deserve an award? I just don't. Okay, and then I think you also said that we want to see how Scott McTominay plays with the 6 next to him. I promise you, Sergio Busquets would not want to play with this guy. That's the greatest 6 of all time, in my opinion. Sergio Busquets is the greatest 6 of all time. This guy would want to punch up Scott McTominay if he was next to him. He cannot do anything. He does not do anything correct. And Yeah,
let
that's
me
all I
let
have
me
to
bring
say.
in let me bring in David. David, how you doing? How you doing? Thank you for being patient. You're 1 second, David. You're on mute. You're on mute. You're on mute. You gotta unmute your mic. There we
Hit the
go.
button. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome. Hey, thanks for having me, Faz.
No problem. No problem. I can hear you. Talk to me. How are you feeling about this? About this Our Biddy versus Griggs and Scott McTominay in versus Scott McTominay out.
I don't really know. I wasn't following the kind of agenda that you guys are on right now. I'm following the midnight train Twitter transfer rumor to the very end. Like you don't seem to sleep really. I'm over here. I'm in New Jersey. I'm on Eastern time, and I'm
Oh,
up at
damn.
all weird hours. I have insomnia, and I know you guys are like 5 hours ahead. And every time I look up, I'm like, wow, it's like Faz is still up tweeting. It's like, when is he gonna sleep? He got to go to work. So I do the same thing, and Man United has me stressed out for like maybe 4 transfer windows right now at this point, you know, and we just seem to always miss the boat on getting the attributes that we know, the fans know. It's obvious to everyone. I sometimes wonder why they bother to pay the professionals because we all know what is necessary to bolster the squad, and from the perception of depth, and when we look at the other top 4 teams, we see what they have. I tell people sometimes, just look at it from an FPL perspective. You can't even choose a Man City starting lineup because you don't know who Pep is going to field on a certain day. He has such a wealth of weapons to choose. And then when you look at our squad and you think who in the top 4 would take any of our squad in similar positions on their team, and that's the answer right there. We haven't done right by the squad in terms of, and we shouldn't even blame. It's kind of, it doesn't even make sense to talk about McTominay, Fred, Rashford. They're operating at capacity. It's not their fault, right? We need to provide the team with the right tools that who can succeed, who have the attributes of good footballers. I watched the Brighton game, the loss again, and every time you think about it, who's touching the ball for Brighton, you're like, who? It doesn't matter who they are. They're playing football. They're well coached. They know what their roles are, and they beat us consistently the last 2 times they met us. So it doesn't matter, the name brand of the player or whatever. Are they footballers, and are they being coached properly? That's what Man United needs, at the least.
Our Biddy, you want to respond to what you've heard so far?
Yeah, I think big ups David. David just said it all. And to all, I appreciate what you just said. Like these players, they are giving their maximum, they are giving their all. And to go back to what Michael said, Michael, I'm gonna ask you just one question. You see, this argument I'm having here, I've had it on several. I've gone at it with hundreds of people, thousands, but I don't back down. And they all have the same, all of you all bring up the same thing. It's not like you deviate from it. The same thing, the Scotland issue, and him not being able to throw the long pass, he's playing sideways pass. And the problem is, you guys know what he brings already into the team. So why are you guys, the problem with you guys, why are you expecting him to do more than he can do already? Rather, get somebody who will do what he does to complement what he's doing. I'm going to go back to Guardiola, and I like using Man City because that is the highest level we have in the Premier League currently. Guardiola said he didn't have a striker. Gabriel Jesus is a striker. What did he do to Gabriel when he knew Gabriel wasn't scoring? He shifted him to the right side. Man, go and use your energy on the right side. Don't come to the middle and come and be fucking things up for me. Sorry for the foul language. Stay on the right side. You're not a striker for me. Look at Gabriel now. He's in Arsenal. He's playing as a 9. This is coach. You just know that he's not the one for the long yard passes. He's not the one for the progression of the ball, start going around 3-4 players. You know it's just gonna be there to stop tackles. To stop attacks. Go and watch him whenever he's playing. And to my word, I know he should have got a red card on that day of Brighton, but this man has no red card to his name. And every time there's an attack, you see him making silly fouls just to stop an attack. But you guys don't appreciate that because you want Frenkie De Jong kind of player that pushes the ball from the central defense to the attack. If he doesn't have that, you guys should deal with it. That is who he is. If you don't, that is what you have. And on that Scotland issue, go and check how many central defender. Scotland, they have Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, if I'm not mistaken. And they have the opportunity, at least if I'm not counting, that's at least they have at least 10 or 15 people in the league. They have a pool of central midfielders to pick from. But they feel, wow, nobody can do this job. They had to make him a makeshift defender because they have no option, and he's the only one who, as a utility player, a man that can do it all. What more do you people want from this man? Man, see, the problem is we don't know what we have till he's no more there. I hope because I'm tired of all this slandering that's coming from for the boy. I hope they move him on. They let him go to other clubs. Then you guys get the kind of players that you want. Mind you, if you ask any Barca fan, they will tell you Frenkie has not lived up to standards. But yet, is this Frenkie we want to get to come and lead us to the next level? But yet, the Scott that is here, that is doing his best, is not enough. See, Mike.
Scott McTominay is
You know
doing
what?
his best.
If that's his best, then if that's his best, you should find a new occupation. He has time to become an accountant, by the way. He's only
For the past-
26.
McTominay has been a starter for the past 5 years, and for the 5 years we've been trash.
And how many trophies have we won in those 5 years? Zero.
I don't know if we won a trophy. Like
See the correlation here? See the correlation here?
No, FA, no,
How long
not
have
FA,
you guys
Europa,
had? How long
Europa.
have you guys had that Luke Shaw? How long have you guys had Harry Maguire?
He's
How long
crap
have
too.
you guys had Lindelof? How long have
He's
you guys
crap
had
too.
Eric?
I think
How
can
long
I
have you guys had Rashford? How long have we
Yeah.
had Martial? But
Yeah.
the constant thing is, whenever every coach comes around, they count on this man. They count on
He's
him.
the only one left. What
He's
are you talking about?
available.
Count? He's
And
the
all
only
those
senior
coaches.
player left.
And all those
Why
coaches,
is
why are they not?
Unless-
Whose fault is
Un-
that?
He's
unless-
never injured. That's why he's never injured. He's
Unless-
available.
Unless it's
That's
a
why he's
ten,
constantly starting. Yeah,
unless it's an Eric.
Matic is old. He doesn't have the leg. Pogba, he get for sure to get a record injury. What other midfield do we have? Mata doesn't play because he doesn't have the leg. Herrera got sold. I think that's about it. For the past 5 years, just bring McTominay has been constantly starting, and he hasn't improved his game ever since day one.
3 managers though, right? Why is it that on our third manager, for whatever reason, they feel compelled to start, those same 2 in midfield? Unless it's a Eric Ten Hag masterclass to show the abject failure that it is, while we still have some window left to prize the purse strings, to tell the club, hey, listen, this is really bad. But switching gears a little bit, if you look at 21-22, just look at what happened. We end up with a 0 goal difference, right? So it's not that we're not scoring enough goals. We scored quite a few, right? We're not the best, we're not the worst. But what we did was we conceded an equal number of goals, 57 goals. So, again, if you look at that from a managerial perspective, you come and you say, you know what, I got to plug the leak, right? At some point. So I have to really look at why are we facing, less clean sheets, and we let 57 goals in for a club of our stature. It's not acceptable. And then we go out, like you said, you guys are all contending the same things. We keep starting the same people where we see there are inefficiencies in the team. Maguire, how can Maguire actually start? I mean, that guy is just, if it's a matter of form or, lack of speed, lack of dexterity, lack of football skill, he's still getting fielded. Luke Shaw, I mean, long overdue to be moved on. I don't care what anybody says. Long overdue. That guy, how can you be a footballer and only use one foot? He refuses to use his right foot in any way, shape, or form. Did you ever notice that? He never uses, barely even to control the ball. And he's always passing backwards, right? He's got the speed, right? He's got the speed. On occasion, he could have these brilliant low crosses into the box. And on occasion, he can fire in a brilliant goal from time to time. But there's some kind of a mental block there with this guy that he would rather choose a back pass than a forward pass on any day. And he's like Rashford. They're 2 of a kind. They're very direct and linear. Head down, ball forward. if they get stopped by anybody along that way or that path, they're stopping and they're passing back. Or in Rashford's case, he's losing the ball. He's not a true winger. He's kind of filling in as a winger, right? So, and then what he did have going for him was pace, right? He used to be able to breeze past a defender, but it looks like, with everybody else, he's lost a step. When was the last time you saw him blow past, the man he's taking on? Or I think on another show the other day, somebody talked about him doing some techers and doing some flip flaps here and there, beating a man. He doesn't have that in him naturally, right? So on that left side, defenses, they all study the game. They see what it is. They know how to stop that left side cold. There's nothing happening over there. Why not consistently start Malacia and somebody? We need a left winger. We need somebody in there who's dynamic like Sancho is when he's on the right wing. And we need to go at these wing backs.
Let's bring in Gatsby. I know Gatsby wanted to come up and say something about the McTominay situation. Go on, Gatsby.
Oh no, I have nothing to say about McTominay. That guy,
okay.
That guy needs to go. that guy's a waste of time. But I have nothing to say about McTominay.
Rashford needs to go. It's a waste of time. So
I understand. No, listen, I understand.
It's a waste of time.
It's
the same thing that they are calling out McTominay for. That's it.
I will be the same. Midfield games are won in the midfield, right? So I have no problem if you say we have 5 brilliant midfielders and you want to keep one as your squad rotational engine. Okay, that's fine. we have 5 brilliant ones. If you want to keep one as your energy guy, let's call him your energy guy. They have it in basketball. The energy guy, Kendrick Perkins, Draymond Green, this kind of players. That's fine. But we have 0 good midfielders. And you're using makeshift midfielders to play in serious games we're going to lose. So I mean, I get where you're coming from sometimes, but we just need better midfielders. When it comes to Luke Shaw and stuff, I think people almost forget you have to build partnerships on the wings, right? Liverpool have a partnership of Robertson and Mane before Mane left. Now they don't know with Robertson and Diaz. They have Trent and Salah. These partnerships, they know what they do on the wings. It's become second nature to them. So Mane knows when Robertson wants to go, if he's going to go or stay. Salah knows if Trent is going to stay or overlap or do a cross. The last time we saw Luke Shaw play to his peak, he was with Memphis Depay. Memphis Depay was his left winger, and he was a left back. This was before the injury. And you could see there was a connection. Memphis Depay knows when Shaw wants to overlap. Shaw knows when Memphis wants to cut in. There was some sort of connection building there before Shaw got his injury. The second time we saw Shaw play well was when he won Player of the Month 3 times in a row under Ole. October, November, December, and he made PFA Team of the Year and ended up playing well for England in the Euros. What was the connection? Shaw and Rashford. They had a run of games playing on the left wing. They began to understand each other's pattern. Rashford has 17 goals and 9 assists. Shaw has 5 assists or 4 assists and was second most in chances created behind Bruno and number 5 in the league. Right? There was a partnership. So that's why I said our player development for the past 10 years has been poor. We haven't had a pattern or way of developing players for a long time. So even good players start to look like terrible players because there's not been any pattern. Nothing is going on. So I get the whole Shaw is bad and we need to replace him type thing. But I just told you, Malaysia came on against Brighton and in 5 minutes, he got beaten 2 times by a right wing back.
Let me
If they're gonna get subbed on. Sorry, go ahead.
Let me just come in there quickly 1 second and go on, Michael. You want to say something about Gakpo update?
Yeah, so apparently according to Jacques Talbot, who's been pretty decent this summer, Cody Gakpo most likely be signed by Man United, but he's Ten Hag's 3rd choice winger. So we know Anthony was the 1st choice. I wonder who the 2nd choice was.
Well, that's a good question, Michael. You know what, guys? Who are the targets, right? We've been talking about this whole window, right? That Ten Hag gave his dossier to Manchester United and said, these are the transfers I want. So at this point of the transfer window, we're kind of like grabbing everybody who comes up and like, oh, this guy, that guy, this guy. Who were the original targets? I wonder.
We'll come to the original targets. Let me just
Okay.
read out some of the comments.
Okay.
Dan says Rashford stan versus McTominay stan. Icardi's wife versus Rabiot's mom. We are finished.
You know
That
what's
sums it
funny?
up. Ganzo
You know what's
says
funny,
Gatsby
Paz?
redemption. Yeah,
You know
for
what's
sure.
funny? I just saw the Icardi rumors. I was about to ask you, PSG, Faz, you're the VOF right now, and I call you on the phone from PSG. Icardi for Rashford. What do you say?
Oh, get off my line.
I can't do it.
No, I'm hanging
Get
up.
off my
Nah,
line.
yo, I'm hanging up.
I can't do
But
it.
you guys just spent 15 minutes telling me how bad Rashford is. Icardi for Rashford.
Yeah, well,
let's
you
go.
know what? Bad for bad is bad for bad is zero.
Hold on.
Bad for bad is
Hold
zero
on.
sum game, right? Because
Hold
it's
on.
just like
2 times 0
Rabiot.
is
It's just
2
like
times 0
Rabiot.
is 0.
It's
Hold
just like
on.
Rabiot.
I had to
Rabiot
sin
is
Benin.
exactly like Rabiot is exactly like Scott McTominay statistically, right? Actually, a little bit worse. So that's a zero sum game. Sorry, go ahead, Faz.
No, but
Let me read out the comment. It's a super chat as well. Super chat from Mark. Big up, Mark. He says, "What if Ten Hag is Dutch Moyes? He could get rid of." Mark at this point is just Mark is definitely in Planet 5. He's just going for it. He's definitely going for whatever comes to his mind.
One more thing, real quick.
Dan says
Faz, one more
there's
thing. I have
still
one more
time for
thing to say.
McTominay to.
That's true.
Oh,
See, there is still time to be a
cooking
regular
your
player.
boy. They are cooking your boy. Oh my days.
One more thing. Allegedly, there is a photo out there that Mr. Joel Glazer is with John Martin in Barcelona right now.
No, John is in Turin.
It's in Italy. Yeah.
Well, there's photos of them at Barcelona's office, and I could recognize that Joel Glazer's face from anywhere.
Are you sure it's John, or maybe it's
Send it to me. Send it to me on
Yeah.
on Twitter. Let me.
Could be Abraham.
But
Not
anyways,
Abraham,
to
it's
answer.
Abraham.
By the way, hold on.
Might be Avram.
Having me, my earpiece died. Thanks for having me. I'll join again another time. And
Yeah, brilliant. No problem. No problem.
Take care, guys.
Big up my brother for joining. Big up,
Andy,
love.
big up, Andy. Thanks for joining.
No problem, love. To answer anyways his question, the list of players that he wanted, I would say Frenkie De Jong, Timber, Anthony,
Lissandro was on it.
Who was the
Alessandro Malacia.
Lissandro was kind of Timber
I think
replacement.
Lissandro was back up to Timber.
Yeah,
Lissandro
was kind of back up to Timber. So who's that number 4?
No, I think he gets both of them. You know, I think next season he goes and gets Timber.
Yeah, next season he can.
I really think he was trying to go for Timber first and then bring in Lissandro later.
We can't have that. Nah, no offense, we can't have that center back partnership in the Prem though. One short center back's enough. We can't have two.
Timber can play as a right back.
He can't. I did write an article on that, but I don't think he wants to play right back. He wants to play center back. That's the issue with him.
Let me bring up the photo. Hold on. Let me see if I can.
Also, Murtaugh not in Turin yet. That's tomorrow.
Yeah, that is actually tomorrow, and they're not far away from each other. The picture that you have sent me is there. There it is. There it is. I can tell. Yeah,
that looked like a Joe Glazer.
That's Avram. I think.
He's a Glazer. It's one of them.
Definitely one of them. That face, but is that who's that? Murtaugh with him?
Yeah.
I don't think that's Murtaugh. You know,
that's not Murtaugh.
Murtaugh's forehead looks massive.
That's not Murtaugh. That almost looks like my Judge, but that's not my Judge. Also,
can't be my Judge. If it's my Judge, I'm gonna start screaming. I will start screaming.
No, so Judge isn't involved with us anymore.
Yeah, exactly. He's left. His time's done. Woodward's time is done as well. But Biddy.
I mean, from Turin to Barcelona, is a 9-hour drive by driving, and it's probably like.
Do you think they
drive? They taking a private jet.
Yeah, so and it's probably a 3-hour private jet flight, so they can make that flight in 3 hours.
See, Faust, the thing that I'm tired of, like, this thing is happening to us every time. Like, it's like they are playing us. Like, I don't know who is playing us, if it's the board or is the people that bring out all these news? Like I thought they said tomorrow is the final day for Frankie to make his decision. Abi. If he makes his decision not meant to be out like this is where I'm going to. I've never seen a player stay this long to certify that okay, I'm going to play for the bread of this, I'm leaving. There's been rumors that the club is telling him to leave, but he has not come out to say he's leaving. Is it not time for us to even cut losses? Is it not time? Like, are we not tired? Yes, we are trying to move on from McFred. Is that McFred that will still play for us next season? Maybe we should not worry. Even if anybody's going, Fred, they should even give them Fred on loan, like Fred to swap the guy and add extra money. De Jong can partner with Scott with Eriksen and Bruno will be coming from the bench. See, this formation is set already. You people should just keep calm and relax. See, a lot of you don't believe in the boy, but I promise you, next season, this season that we are, he's going to be our Manchester United player of the year. I won't say more than that.
Can I ask something though? Can I ask something to you and Gatsby? Why do you two, or why are you both so fixated on keeping the players that you want to keep?
Play FC.
No, I'm not fixated. I told you if Rashford has a bad season, he leaves. I don't believe in getting rid of a player because of one bad season. I don't, because the season before last season, he had 11 goals and 9 assists, and we finished second. So he had one bad season after injury, after surgery, and you want to get rid of him. Now, this season, if he has 2 bad seasons in a row, okay, we can have a discussion. But after one bad season, after surgery, I just think it's wrong. So I'm not like our ability that we have to keep him. If he has one more bad season, let him go. I'm not a Rashford stan. I like him as a person, as an individual, but I'm not a stan of him. If he has one more bad season, he's gone. Sell him.
Size, where I stand. I'm a fan of Scott, and when it comes to football, I want everybody to understand. We all can be. Let me take this in music terms. Everybody can be a musician, but it's not compulsory we sing R&B together. It's not compulsory we sing reggae. It's not compulsory you do a solo, and it's not compulsory that you sing hip hop or you rap. You pick your own side and you stick to it. Like, this is what I'm good at. Do you understand what I'm saying? In bringing to football terms, this man can put the shift in when it matters. There's one thing I was saying, like when I was an Arsenal fan, the person started raising up issues like when they get Tillerman, Shaka is going to go on the bench. And I made one statement. It's not coincidence that this man is always on the pitch. He hardly gets injured. He's always available. And this is the same thing with this Scott man we're arguing about. We can say whatever we want to say. We can argue whatever we want to argue. But this man finds himself fit always. When you have somebody who is always available for you, rather than getting a midfielder who does 2 tricks and goes off injured, like we had, sorry, all due respect to Pogba, he was a good player, but he was not always available. That is why we're stuck with McFred. So if we're going to get somebody better than Scott or Fred, let's make sure that they will be available for us anytime we need them. You don't build a team.
I'll say one thing though. I'll say one thing, and this is not me defending Scott and defending Rashford, but the situation is let's improve the Manchester United dressing room and culture. And what did Manchester United do? They went and started talking to a racist Arnautovic. They went and started talking to Rabiot, whose mom is one of the most aggressive agents known to football. And they went and started talking to Icardi. And you lot know the story with Icardi as well. Yet, people told me Ronaldo, this, that. But hey, look, I'm glad that the fan base don't want them. And me, I do not want to replace Rashford with Icardi. I do not want to replace McTominay with Rabiot. I don't think Rabiot is the right player for our dressing room. I don't think he's the right player for our environment. Ronaldo is here, and that alone is enough headache for us as it is. We don't need any more. Rashford's with his PR and his pressure, we don't need any more with Icardi and his stuff. And Arnautovic, glad that deal is dead. Power of the people. Now, The concern is the serious players that we were linked with, out of the 150 players that we were linked with, why haven't the board gone and brought one of them in yet? It's all a bunch of links.
Fast.
Link.
I
I'm
have
going to
one.
come to you.
I have one more for you.
Go on.
Morata and Rabiot for Rashford.
Thank you. Morata as well. Chelsea wouldn't even take Morata back.
No, Morata and Rabiot for Rashford. Since Rashford is so bad, you get two players for one.
No, I'm not gonna take you for a bad player. You're not gonna give me bad player for a bad player. 2 times 0 is 0.
You're giving me 2 bad eggs to take 1 bad egg. It doesn't make sense.
Give me a good player for Rashford. I'll take it.
Yeah, I would take a somewhat cracked egg. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll take a cracked egg, but the egg is still inside, than a bad egg. Because Rashford, for me, I don't know what it is. A cracked egg is a cracked egg anyways. You got to cook it and finish it off. But with Rashford, I don't know what it is. He's got until, for me, he's got a couple of months. Honestly, I ain't not giving him a season. No way in a million years am I giving him a season. These are professional players. In NFL, players get cut left, right, and center. No way I'm going to let a player have a 1 full season, drag me down the drain, make my beautiful hairline disappear, and then come and say, Gatsby. And you say, oh, yeah, fast. Oh, yeah, sure. And then sing, let it go, and sing at that stage. No. Couple of months. If these players don't pull their strings, I told you, I am bashing them. I'm going to start making thumbnails saying, denied. Absolutely denied. They all need to go. List them on eBay. And my patience is running very thin. Martial, that boy can just leave. Martial can freaking go to any corner of the world. Take his contract. I don't even have a piece of paper. Take his contract and tear that shit apart. This player is not even available. What on earth are we defending a player? At least McTominay has the point that Scott McTominay is available. Awabidi has the point that Scott McTominay is available. Martial ain't even available. Rashford, we've seen what he's capable of. Fair enough. You can give the kid that. We've seen what he's capable of. Fred, okay, he's a 50-50. Fredinho at some days, Fred Chitinho at some days. He's again 50-50 with him. But at least there's something there. With Martial, the boy, he needs to, like Chino said in KG stream, he needs to stop spending money on hushing women up, stop cheating, and invest your hard-earned money, or not so hard-earned money, in a physio and doctor, because you need it. It's ridiculous. You have a Ballon d'Or clause in your contract. Are you not ashamed? Are you not even ashamed? Hamstring issue. After preseason,
25 goals in his contract.
After preseason, he's gonna have a testimonial soon. Testimonial. He was walking like this. Don't forget, by the way, go and check Manchester United YouTube page. He was walking like this in the training ground, smiling. What happened? What happened? Almost pretty much every player gave something the season before, whatever. Martial always disappears. Absolutely non-reliable. And people bashed me for backing ERIK Bailly, and I had to ease off. Just like ERIK Bailly, there is a forward that we have missed out on Anthony Martial. A proper forward. Anthony Martial is a baller when he wants to be, and we have missed out. At least ERIK Bailly is fit now. He ain't injured. Varane is fit now. He ain't injured. And God forbid, touch wood, they don't get injured. Touch wood, they don't. But some of these players, some of them have to, must. Luke Shaw doesn't overlap. Rashford doesn't jump. Dalot doesn't come back. Oh, this is fundamental of football. McTominay nearly got a red card on his first kick. How is that physically possible? Silence from everyone, because it's not possible. It's not possible.
Like I said,
But McTominay scored a goal. Oh yeah, he scored a goal in preseason from a deflection. Let's give him that. Let's give him that, right? Griggs, give him that. The brother scored a goal from a deflection. It is what it is, right? But Ganso says there's links of Bailly to Marseille. Bailly is not for sale. My name is Faz Merta, and I say Bailly is not for sale. Bailly is not for sale.
The thing with Bailly is I think every club that's been in for him is loan, and United won't let him go unless it's permanent. Because, like, what's the point of like loan moves for him? Just kind of get a fee and put it back into the team, hopefully.
This is an interesting comment, Gatsby. Take Verratti and give Rashford.
Well, if PSG ever did that,
I'll take it. I'll take it.
I will fly to Manchester right now and kiss Murtaugh if he ever got Verratti from Marcus Rashford. That would be I'll build a statue. I will go build the statue myself. That's not
that is the problem. Do you understand, Mike? Verratti is hardly available. All these guys are injured.
5 games of Verratti. 5 games of Verratti is better than 5 seasons of McTominay. I promise you that. 5 games of Verratti.
Okay, if we give us the 5 games, we get all 15 points. When the time is right and we're pushing for the league, then he goes for another 10 games. What's the difference between Verratti and Pogba? I'm saying when you want to bring players to the club, bring players who can do it for the whole 30 games running. Verratti, last season, how many games?
I will beat you. You won't take Verratti.
Bro, Verratti, man. Marco Verratti, that's a Don right there. It's an Italian Don.
What I would like to say, hold on. You said that Verratti barely plays, right? But if I'm not mistaken, last season Verratti missed 10 games overall. And overall, in all competition last year, Verratti played, drumroll, altogether he played 32 games. 32 games. And you're saying he's barely available. Listen, Awabidi, hold on. You have to get sin bin for that. You have to get sin bin for that. I had to go and check the numbers, by the way. I had to, because when he said that, I was like, hold on, let me go and check the numbers. Because I'm sure I followed PSG very closely. And I'm sure I saw Verratti a lot. 32 games. Bro, these same people told me Kante was injury prone. And Kante go and check how many games he played. 32 games. And you're telling me he doesn't play.
Don't call it Verratti. Please don't call it Verratti.
Okay. I did a quick Wikipedia. 2015, 2016, he played 28 games. That's the lowest in his whole career. 2015, 2016. Christ. What are we doing here?
You just cut straight bullet. Again, straight bullet.
Was that Rashford peak at the time? Isn't that when he came to the squad? I'm not 100% sure. What are we talking about?
Around 16, 17.
Verratti, Oh my God.
Verratti is a baller.
Oh, that's
what are we talking about here?
Verratti is a baller. I am this. If this was, I'm taking Verratti like that. Are you crazy? To even think to disrespect Verratti and say, "Oh, he's not. He barely." Come on.
I would trade anyone in that team right now for Marco Verratti.
Whenever I've watched PSG, maybe that's why I brought up that statement. In their major matches in the Champions League, I don't remember like 2 or 3 matches that I don't follow the league when it really matters most. Of the 32, how many was starting there? Please check. I can't really find out that. How many was starting?
Marco Verratti altogether played last season 2,623 minutes. In League One alone in the French league, he played 1,947 minutes. He played 432 minutes in Champions League.
How many matches that's in Champions League?
5 matches in Champions League.
How many matches did he get in the Champions League?
7 or 8? No, more than that.
More than that. That's like he just appeared for like group stage, just 4 matches in the group stage, if I'm being precise.
No, I meant like probably 7 or 8 more.
They played.
I don't know the exact number.
They only played.
And the only time I can't follow their league, which is what brought up that statement. You see where I'm coming from now. When it matters overall,
okay, wait. It matters still overall. People said Kante. Okay, hold on. I'll come to that anyways. Okay, sure. But there's a comment here. Hold on. Let me find it. Where is it? Yeah. Verratti is the Italian Kante.
Don't
How?
disrespect Verratti like that, please. Don't.
No. Don't disrespect Kante. Kante
No.
had 42 games last season. Okay. I will say Kante had 42 games last season. Verratti had 32. But Verratti played more minutes in 32 games than N'Golo Kante did in 42 games. N'Golo Kante in 42 games played 2,700 minutes. In 32 games, N'Golo Kante played 2,600 minutes, which is obviously percentage-wise a lot more. So Verratti is definitely available. Definitely available. Doesn't matter Champions League or what you want to call it. He's available. And I take him in a heartbeat. Absolute heartbeat. We need a player in there. Take Fred out from there. I would even take McTominay or Fred, one of them out from there. I think Fred still has something to give. That's my humble opinion. I think there might be
would be a great pivot, by the way. That's a great pivot.
Verratti and
Fred, that's a good pivot.
Beautiful.
Verratti is a top 5 midfielder on this planet. I have seen him dominate. I have seen him dominate a Man City midfield. Do you know how hard it is to dominate a Manchester City midfield? I've seen him dominate that. I saw him dominate Kroos, Modric, and Casemiro. And Luka Modric is my favorite center mid of all time. I saw him dominate that.
Mark says, get a photo of Verratti and staple it on Rashford. Verratti is class. Verratti is definitely class. If Manchester United were in conversation for Verratti, I would have absolutely been over the moon. But we got.
There were no Frenkie De Jong. I don't think it's coming.
What did you say? Sorry.
No, I was saying Frenkie De Jong is not coming. Like, I have no faith.
Yeah, he's not coming. He's not coming.
I'm already looking at other players already. I know Frenkie.
At this point, I'm using Frenkie De Jong as bait for clicks. I'm not even using him for
fouls. If we're being serious, why are people actually rejecting Icardi now? Are we even in the position to start picking and choosing right now?
Yes, we are. This is rebuild.
That's a good point. That is a good point. Are we in the position to pick and choose? Because players don't want to come to us. They're asking for high wages. We're not in Champions League. The club seems somewhat a bit in a toxic situation. Are we being over our heads saying, why? But Icardi last season, absolutely diabolical of a season. 30 games, 5 goals, 1,300 minutes. He barely played. Anything. The season before, 28 games, 1,700 minutes, 13 goals. Okay, not so bad. You could say okay season. The season before, he played a couple more minutes, but he's effective when he's there. In less amount of minutes, he gets the goals in. But is he reliable? Is he always reliable? He'll have to hold bench a lot of the times if he comes in. That's one of the things you have to consider. And knowing Manchester United, how much are they going to pay him?
Fouls. One thing that is different now is the fact is majority of the players we buy now don't necessarily have to be with us going forward. With a lot of people in this squad currently, right now we just need players to take us over the line. To get us to where we're going. But then,
is it not the same thing? Is it not the same thing? We're going around in circles.
If you get Icardi in, give him 2 years, not on a very high wages. He's ready to play backup to Ronaldo. Because I told Ronaldo is not going anywhere. They can try, but they can't shake him. Let him play backup to Ronaldo for the whole season. The following season, there's plans already in motion to replace him. Bravo didn't do more than a season in Man City. He left. Or he was thrown to the bench and they got Ederson. When the time was right, Guardiola moved him on. But for starters, he started with him. Like, okay, this is a process. We can't get the caliber of players we want currently. No matter how hard we do it, we cannot. Only the ones that are coming to us out of, okay, these people are going to pay me more, or I love the coach, or I love the club, or I've been following the club, I'm a fan of the club, that will come to us willingly now. If we want quality, we have to settle for less first. Let that less get us to where we're going. I know everybody says Frank Lampard is a terrible coach, but when he couldn't get his stake in the transfer market, what did he do? He used what he had He got them to top 4 when he had the time to buy in the market. He bought nonsense and he got sacked.
So, Awabidi, you're saying buy the players now and then get rid of them again next year?
What did Ralph say? What did Ralph say? Open surgery. Again, you want to put a band-aid to get top 4. I don't want top 4. They don't deserve top 4. These players do not deserve top 4.
I have
Give
one
me-
for you guys.
I think we're gonna end up at 9th or 8th place. That's what I think. I might be right, I might be wrong. But we will know at the end of the season. But right now, these players are bad.
Bro,
At January, at least 2-3 players have to go
do
in
you think
January.
these players will survive? We survive. The coach will survive if we get 9th. Be honest to yourself. Would you take it?
Yes,
Would
I
you
will
guys
take it.
take it?
If it tells these players,
I have a
Why?
monologue
I
already.
promise you,
I will
people will
take
call
it.
me and shout, Tenant, how?
I don't
Tenant, how? Let him get the fuck out
again.
of the
I don't
club.
care. I don't care. I
What
don't
he's
care about the
doing.
fans. I don't care about the fans. I don't care about the coach. The coach know what he's doing. I don't care about these fans. These fans are not coaches.
Pass.
They're
Okay,
fans. They're
if
gonna
you
enjoy
care
the
about
show.
the
Let
coach,
them
the
enjoy the
coach is
show.
the one trying to get temporary fix right now. He was the one trying to he was the one on his way to Anatovic. They said he was on his visa, according to what I heard. He's the one that wants Rabiot. These are temporary fix. This is what I just said. Temporary fix. When you're about to move up a ladder, you need people to do some certain dirty work for you. When you're up the ladder, you dump them and you get the right set of players. We do not have the market value. We do not have the standard. We do not have the money to get the kind of players that we want.
So
So why don't we do the job right now? Then
Hold
we
on,
move
hold on, hold
forward.
on, hold on, hold on.
No.
Hold on,
Let him
Gatsby,
finish,
Gatsby,
let
hold
him
on,
finish.
one sec. Gatsby, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I have one for you. Neymar for Rashford.
Oh my
No.
days! Yes! Listen, I'm Neymar for Rashford.
Season tickets.
Don't
I'm
you
buying season
ever-
tickets.
Don't you ever disrespect
You
Joga
want
Bonito
top
like that?
4? I don't. You don't give me
You
5th place.
crazy.
I was settled for 5th. I do not want top 4.
I would take Neymar, give him a 5-year contract. I
Wow.
swear
Get
to
out.
God.
Get
$1 million
out.
a week. $1
You
million a
should
week.
you should simple yourself for that 5-year contract for Neymar.
Of course.
This is Neymar. This is Joga Bonito. This is one of the best ballers the world has ever seen.
This is a glazonomic here.
Yeah,
It's
listen,
glazonomic.
you want to call it Faznomics or whatever? I swear. Look, Omo, I am a fan of football. Okay,
I
I'm a fan
understand.
of Joga Bonito. I like Neymar. I like ballers. I like ballers. That's me. If you ask me Neymar for Rashford, not 5 years, I was exaggerating, but give him a 2-year
Okay.
contract and bring him in.
3 years. That's up to the year.
The Greek says 3. I said 2. 2-year contract, I'll take him easy,
it's
no problem.
Neymar.
Any
Bro,
day of the
Neymar.
week.
Yo, it's Neymar, bro.
Any day of the week.
Neymar
Absolutely.
made a man
No
go on his
way.
knees and pray. You know
He's
how
the
crazy that is?
greatest he's still one of the greatest goal scorers of all time. The
He's
guy
my
just
third-
scored a crazy
my-
free kick.
He's my third favorite player of all time.
The thing is, I don't trust the rest of the team so that Neymar will succeed again.
It doesn't matter.
Again, I'm looking. The first 11 that started last year, or the first 11 as sub. I don't want them here. I legit do not want them here at all, including Bruno. I don't want none of them here.
Neymar, I'm taking
having
him any
dreams
day,
of Neymar to Old
any day of the
Trafford.
week.
That's crazy.
Absolutely, any day of the
Bro,
week.
it will make so much sense. It will be a good swap. The Glazers will love it because financially it will be good for them. You get a baller who can give you goals and assists. He wants to go to the World Cup and shine, so he will play very well for the next 6 months. I just don't know if his ego will be too high for ERIK Ten Hag to manage with Ronaldo in the team as well.
I feel like Neymar gets disrespected, man.
But I tell you one thing, and I want to iron this out, and I want to iron it out clearly. Manchester United scouting team, the lot of them need to get locked in a room, and then we tell them all together, you all are sacked. Sacked. The scouting team for Manchester United are freaking awful. I have no words. I want to be respectful, but they are diabolical. There are people who have never been to a football stadium in football group chats who can do a better scouting report than them. And their job is to travel, is to scan, is to analyze and is to suggest players to the manager according to the manager's requirements and needs and desires. And they fail. The players that we're linked with, guys, let's be real, guys and girls, the players that we're linked with, it's an absolute slap in the face to think these players are the ones that Ten Hag believe can. Come on, you think Ten Hag's bringing Icardi and turning him into a monster?
No.
You think Ten Hag is bringing Rabiot and turning him into a midfield maestro? Let's be real. These are not Ten Hag signings. These are the board going back to their vault, bringing out the boxes and saying, have remember what I did? Have your pick. Have your pick, Ten Hag. This is what we got. Have your pick. Arnautovic, Rabiot, this, that, the other. And the beautiful list that Ten Hag bought, it's now getting shoved aside. Oh, you got your 3 players that you wanted. 3 is more than enough. You had your 3. It's our time to have our 3. That's what the Glazers are doing. What the Glazers should have done is what our Biddy said that Man City did at the first time when Pep Guardiola came, is give him the empty checkbook, blank checkbook. Blank checkbook. Here you go. Here's the signature on the checkbook. Go shopping. Look at Todd. Look at how Todd is dealing with his club. Okay, it's his first season. He wants to make a statement. Maybe so. But he's still doing it. He's still doing it. Man City, the way they have invested in the squad, outside the squad as an organization, and they can't even fill the stadium. It's a shame.
It's
No matter. Go on.
I was saying that they bought 2 striker. Man City, they bought Julian Alvarez, bought out his contract, waited. They're like, oh, Haaland is available for that much? Oh, we buy that too.
They paid, by the way,
they just bought it because they cared.
By the way, they bought Alvarez 10 million more than what we offered. Or what we were looking at anyways.
He's a Ralph player too. Ralph
recommended him to us. I think we said 20 on the table. And then Man City went and paid 25, 30 on the table.
They didn't. They paid 18.
Did they?
Yeah.
No, including the add-ons is 30.
Oh, I don't know about add-ons, but I know the initial bid was 18.
Including the add-ons, I'm sure it's 30.
Let me check.
Because I just seen it yesterday. We were linked with, this is the one that hurts. Forget even Alvarez.
No, Alvarez hurts. Alvarez hurts a lot.
For me, Caicedo hurts. Hurts a lot. How much was it when we were linked with him? Do you remember?
5 mil.
Thank you very much.
Faz,
5 million.
Faz, but I have something to tell you. Didn't we get offered Sarr 2 years ago before we got Sancho?
Yeah.
We got offered Ousmane Dembele.
Our friend said no to Ousmane Dembele, by the way.
And now we want to kill Rashford, bro. We've been offered ballers, bro. We all said no to these things. So why are we all complaining now, bro? It's so funny to me, you know. It's just so funny to me.
It's just who does the Ten Hag want? Does Ten Hag want Sarr? To me, he really want Anthony, and we're not getting Anthony because he's too expensive. Unless we give them Rashford. Give them Rashford for Anthony, and we'll add-ons. Like, I would take it.
I have something to say about Ten Hag, by the way. It's like this whole transfer process. And I said this on a couple of channels.
I know you want to disrespect Rashford, but he's too good to play for Ajax.
No, he's not. First of all, no, he's not. Ajax are respectful.
Fabrizio tweeted saying, well, it doesn't matter what he tweets anyways.
It's recycled news.
Yeah, he said, the player isn't meeting. It's the mom and the club are meeting to discuss salary. The player is only speaking to the manager about football. Everything else is being dealt with by the mom. I really don't like this deal. I don't know. There's something funny about this deal.
It's just funny. Like, there's such an easy way to honestly fixing Man United is not even that hard. To be honest, even with like the 120 mil budget that allegedly is there. I'm saying right now, if we had Luis Campos instead of John Murtaugh, he would have built us a team that's ready to. He would in 3 years he would have a team ready to compete with Man City. That's how good Luis Campos is, by the way. This guy built title-winning teams in France that are not PSG, and we all know how much PSG have monopolized that league. But he built Monaco and he built Lille from the ground up. They won. And the thing is, this is why I didn't want Ten Hag to have full responsibility of the targets, because that never works. You're seeing with Todd Bowley and Thomas Tuchel, right? He's giving Thomas Tuchel all the responsibility. What is Thomas Tuchel doing? Instead of going to buy a striker, he's going to go buy 5 defenders. There's the whole point of having a manager, and Ten Hag did not have full responsibility at Ajax. Mark Overmars was there to balance things out, and balance is so key in football in every aspect, on the pitch and off the pitch. Ten Hag his scouting is limited. At least Thomas Tuchel is managed in 3 leagues now, so he has more of a bigger network of players that he's looked at. Ten Hag has only looked at Dutch players, and the transfer rate in terms of Dutch players to Premier League in terms of success is not that high to begin with. So we're limiting ourselves. This is why we needed a big guy in the DOF that knows football, like a Ralph Ragnick, to connect. Because Klopp never got his first choice at Liverpool. I don't know if you guys knew, Mane and Salah were not Klopp's first choices. It was Julian Brandt and Julian Draxler and Mario Götze. Imagine Liverpool got those three instead of Mane and Salah. They would be in the mud right now. Klopp would have been sacked 3 years ago. And
There's
that's why
a
you need a director to get you the proper players. 120 mil. Give me 120 mil, and I'll build Ten Hag a squad. Go get me Timo Koopmeiners to fill his Dutch fetish that he has, and Matthias Nunes next to him, and there's your pivot for the next 5 years. Done. Who cares about Frenkie De Jong?
It's funny. I just saw. I don't know. I like Pogba a lot. I just saw a video of Pogba. Obviously, he's injured, yet he's just had a fresh fade and dancing around and they've obviously built a what do you call it? They've put a barber shop or a barber facility, hairdresser facility for him inside the training ground. By the way,
Never
so
change.
that's how much they love him, and people are showing him a lot of love. People are showing him a lot of love, even though he's injured. So that's very interesting. But listen, I'm gonna wrap the show up. Um, Another stream that was supposed to be for 1 hour ended up being 2 hours and 45 minutes. It's been very interesting. Thank you everyone for joining. Memberships are now open. If you want to become a member on Planet Fast and want to become a resident and join the other members, almost a resident, there's Dan and there's United We Are. The link is below. You can, where you do the super chat and super sticker, you can join the membership. I'll add you to the membership group. And also, I'm going to look to do membership related gifts and giveaways. There's lots of things I'm actually working on now. So yeah, we'll be making lots of things happen. I plan to do a members conversation after the Brentford game. So watch out for that. I'm going to go down to United View headquarters to do the watch along with the people there. And then after the match, I'm going to try and do a members only kind of talk. So yeah, if you want to join the members, join down below. Thank you to Griggs. Big up yourself for joining. Thank you to Omo, one of my members, for joining. Big up our everybody standing on the McTominay Hill. And I hope one day this comes through. I really do. I really, really hope it comes through. Big up Gatsby for joining as well. We're going to try and have a conversation about this hostile takeover. And the funny thing is, another thing that I wanted to end on is the fan base screamed a lot, these Glazers out. And all of a sudden, I've noticed today it seems a bit quiet. And as the days go by and as certain transfer topics get brought up, you will notice that the Glazer out topics will start going down and down and down. It's very, very interesting. Very interesting the day after the Glazer out stuff that all of a sudden Manchester United have negotiated personal terms with Frankie's agent. I would not be surprised or I would not be baffled if I hear or come to find out that Manchester United are paying some of the journalists. I won't be surprised. Football is a crazy business. Anything is possible in football. Anything, match fixing, paying referees, betting on throwings. It's crazy. Football is a crazy business. Under the table deals, agent fees, all of this stuff. I will not be surprised if the Glazers have contacts within the journalistic or journalism industry and paying some of these journalists to put out certain things to shift narrative so that the Glazer out chance and whatever doesn't get as big as it needs to be. And Gatsby and I were in agreement of this as well. And I said it that it's a Twitter thing. Twitter is the smallest percentage of fan base that was saying Glazer out. The smallest. Do you even know how many people it takes to start something that's trending? If a lot of things aren't trending and a couple of hundred people share one hashtag, it shows as trending. As simple as that. It shows as trending. It's not even that big of a deal. To really have Glazer out impact, we discussed this yesterday with Gadsby and Marin, who broke it down beautifully about the hostile takeover. That'll probably be one of the only ways. And the hostile takeover situation was a whole lot of BS, in my opinion, because the same person tried, what was it, Gadsby, 15, 20 years ago?
Yeah, Knighton. He tried it like
Yeah, he's tried
about
before and
3 years ago.
failed miserably. So he tried to come back again now when the media's on this case. But it's interesting that people in Sky Sports are mentioning it. Obviously, Gary Neville has mentioned it a lot. So we'll see what happens. But the club is not for sale. That's as simple as that, guys. The club is not for sale. And when you have a business that gives you free money, what are you gonna do? You're not gonna get rid of it. Dan says Paul Mitchell would have been. Oh, don't. Dan says they got some of the media on the payroll. It's facts. Look it up. Yeah, there you go. 100%. But listen, it's been amazing to have all of you on the show. Thank you everyone for joining. Make sure you do all the due diligence, like, share, subscribe if you want to. And I'll be back hopefully tomorrow with the match preview versus Brentford, and see what happens of this Brentford game. I have no idea. In all honesty, I have no idea. I'm going to London to watch the watch along, and I don't know what to expect. So yeah. Anyways, everybody take it easy, and hopefully